I know you guys are like, what? Why do we see him already? Well, because you've been waiting forever. And so I figured I'd just say, hey guys, what's up? Anyway, I hope you guys are doing okay. Happy Saturday, all that good stuff. Um, bear with me as I get my stuff together over here. But you know what I mean? Let's get it cracking, man. No more waiting. Let's just start the show. But I will hit the intro. Can't forget that. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday once again. Apologize for being late, but I had some stuff I needed to take care of this morning. And like you guys know, I always tell y'all, if you're new here, it's true here. Once I start the show, I'm locked in, but I got stuff to do sometimes. You know what I mean? Anyway, shout out to everybody. Appreciate you guys once again. I just want to say we are blessed and definitely highly favored to be able to wake up and enjoy another day on this earth. Not everything is great, but you know what I mean? Like, we got to make the best of it and be happy that we're able to open our eyes and see daylight again. You know what I mean? See nighttime again, see our family, see our friends, So enjoy it because, time is fleeting and we never know what's going to happen. I say that also because as I told you guys earlier in the week, I was planning on doing a state of the game in the middle of the week, talking about sports and, a lot of different things going on in sports, gambling and other things that have taken place, just how people are living and how, sports has changed, the impact of sports and why it's different. And unfortunately, I just wasn't able to do the show because I got some more bad news. One of my close friends, one of my best friends, his father passed away, and it's a circle of life, but it's just always something, you know what I mean? And you guys even know my buddy, he his name is Thomas. Well, his full name is something else, but I call him the Prophet. And if you guys have seen Still Nick Fans content in the past, he has been a contributor to help me and jump on, and we've done draft shows together. And so that's my guy. And, he's going through a tough time right now, but I just want to tell him, I told him behind the scenes, I'm going to tell him publicly, I love you, brother, here for you. And you know what? We gonna keep it rocking, man, but yeah, so that's what kind of interrupts life. And, I just find things are a lot more important than other stuff. When it comes time, you gotta get your priorities right. So I still hope to do that show. I don't know, maybe I'll do it in between today and Monday, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow, so we'll see. But anyway, just want to say what's up to you guys. Hope you're all doing well, but don't take life for granted, because like I said, you never know. All right, now let me see here. What we looking at? It is currently 72 degrees in the New York area, going up to a high of 77 and sunny. This is good weather too, man. I like this type of weather. Y'all know, man, my type of speed is that San Diego type of weather, that mid 70s, low 80s all year round. If I could get that, woo-wee. But yeah, so wait a minute. It says it's going up to a high of 77, but I look at 3 p.m. and it says 80. What are we doing here? I don't know. Anyway, so high of 77 today, Sunday 80 and sunny, Monday 81 and sunny, Tuesday 80 and sunny, Wednesday 81 and sunny, partially cloudy, Thursday cloudy all day 77, and then Friday cloudy with a chance of rain 77. That's the weather, folks. All right. Shout out to all of y'all. I hope you are doing good and enjoying your time. I know this is kind of like the last end of summer for a lot of people. Kids are back to school, but I still know that people are still trying to get their Labor Day vacation stuff in and everything. This is like the last hurrah. But so I want to wish you all a happy Labor Day. Definitely, enjoy yourselves, make the best of it. The weather looks good. It's not always great weather on holidays, but this weather looks great. So yeah, man, just enjoy yourselves. It is what it is. You have to make the best of it. Wow. Man, are you in Italy, Wolverine? 73 degrees. Yeesh. Shout out to all you guys, man. Thank you for being here and rocking as usual. Crim's dad in the building, or maybe he popped in to say what's up to everybody because he's been busy lately enjoying his summer. Good for you, bro. And good for you and the family. Hope everybody's doing well. He said, enjoy the holiday weekend, everyone. Walter Blackman is in the building. What up, Walter? Said, good morning, Ron and my Knicks family. Salute. So I went a little off brand today, y'all. I'm drinking my hot coffee instead of my iced coffee. And I'm still going with my Foofy creamer, pinky up. But this one is, it's a white chocolate peppermint, no sugar. So it's like, artificial sugar. It tastes all right. It's missing something. Anyway, okay. Yeah. Pinky up for flavor. Shout out to Kerry Cox in the building. What up, Kerry? Good to see you. Said salute, Walter. Peace and blessings, bro. All right. E. Gibson in the building says salute to Ron, the SKF chat. Everyone have a great Labor Day. Facts. And weekend for that matter. Salute, salute. A nostalgic Nick is in the building. Says salute, Ron G. And Wolverines 1986 says hello all. What's good? Live from Italy on vacation with the. Hey, that's dope, man. Listen, enjoy yourself, Wolverines. That's dope, man. Listen, take advantage of these days, man. Live life. Head into Greece and Croatia next. Wow, 53 days until the season starts. And Rick Brunson and Mo Cheeks are still coaches for the Knicks. Gotta love them, man. The dedication. Fritz Alcinda's in the building. What up, Fritz? Good to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Oh, by the way, also, please go show Fritz some support, as always, as a part of the Nick of Time show. But of course, also being the host of the NBA Economy show. Definitely check out his content. His most recent content, he had a collaboration with Brutus from Nick's Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. So check that out. Pretty entertaining, pretty fun, good information out there. So go check it out. And Brutus is a good guy. Sha Powers in the building. What up, Sha? One half of the Knicks Real Talk crew, my brother Divine. Salute to you guys, man. Salute, salute, salute. Good to see you as always. Bodega Wi-Fi in the building. What up, Bodega? Good to see you. To the Nick fans family. To the still Nick fans family, sorry. Salute. Wolf Perry is in the building. What up? Salute, Wolf. Good to see you, my guy. Rasul Thomas. Rasul. What's going on, brother? Salute to the chat. Smarter than your average. What's going on, Bear? Good to see you, my bro. He said Block 4 in the building. Sup, fellas? R.I.P. Lil Horse. Blessings to the Lynch family. Always, bro. Always. Shout out to Deron Wayne in the building. What up, Deron? Appreciate you. Happy Labor Day, Ron and SKF. And also, once again, always a big shout out to Crim's dad and Deron for being members of the SKF Army, as well as my guy, Knicks will be 2026 champs in the building. What's good, people? Prezi the boss in the building says salute Ron, the Teflon Don. General of the SKF Army sources say we're about to sign MJ to an Exhibit 10. I'm tired, fake Jamaican accent, about these reports of us signing every washed player. Hey, man. Yeah, this is when you know you in the dog days of the off season when there ain't nothing going on. Smarter than your average says Labor Day parade, Eastern Parkway. Here I come. Yeah, yo, listen, be safe out there, brother. You know how they always. I tell you one thing about the Labor Day parade in Eastern Parkway, it can never be all good in the hood. It just can't. There's days where you go out there and it's just a straight massacre. Like, it's wild. Then it's days when people are on their P's and Q's and like, yo, we got to be better. Look, calm down, people. What's up, brethren? Then you go out there and by the end of the day, something happens. Always something over there. So definitely be safe, my bro. Take it easy out there. I know you always like that anyway, head on a swivel, but you know, damn it, they just can't have fun. I think what it is what happens is because people don't understand. Sometimes they think it's about nationalities and races and how they get that. No, you don't understand the power of their wine. When you put the drinks in the system and the wine gets crazy, hold on, man, hold on. When the wine gets too wild, it starts to wind up the brains and people don't know how to act anymore. Too much wine. Oh, man. Anyway, shout out to D-Block in the building. What up, D-Block? Hope you're doing well, my brother. Salute my brother Ron and the Knicks community. Hope all is well with everyone and their families. Hope you are well as well. And I think you went on vacation not too long ago. I hope you enjoyed yourself, bro. Had a good time. At least I think I'm correct on that. But shout out to you. Says try sugar and the raw brown sugar. Oh, raw brown sugar. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really got on the raw brown sugar. I know brown sugar is everywhere lately. So yeah, maybe I need to try that. You might be right, my bro. As long as we're seeing the SKF merch, I'm happy. Joanne always has you in a chokehold. You ain't lying. So I haven't had hot coffee in a while. We're seeing how this works today. And who knows? Maybe it's this creamer without the sugar, even though it's from the same people. We'll see. I don't know. I still think it's the creamer. We're going to check this out, though. Shout out to JW in the building. Said, what up, Ron and SKF chat. Also, shout out to everybody tuning in on X, YouTube, and on Facebook. We've been streaming on Kick the last 3 weeks, but I decided to go back to Facebook to kind of mix it up and give Facebook some love too, because, you know, there are supporters that support on Facebook, and I just want to kind of mix it up because I can only stream to 3 places right now consecutively. So I gotta, and you know, X and YouTube, it's just without a doubt. So I just want to switch it up sometimes. Shout out to Chris Gotti in the building. What up, Chris? Salute Ron in the chat. Cardiac Knicks is here. What up, Cardiac? Salute Ron. Salute to all my diehards in the SKF chat. Appreciate you. Randu is in the building. What up, Randu? Says salute Ron and appreciate you for being an SKF member. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Nostalgic says wines and spirits. Yes. It's 6:10 p.m. in Italy. Wow. Oh, interesting. Well, one thing I can say is that I'm glad you're out there having a good time, bro. And I know the food has been really good. You know, it's funny. Back in the day when people used to talk about, and I don't mean like people who know, I'm talking about like people who are not exposed to. When people used to go to Italy, they used to, you know, moan about the fact that the food wasn't what they expected. But I think it's because people's expectations and taste wasn't where it needed to be, and you didn't appreciate the culture. And I say this because everybody who goes to Italy, the last couple years, everybody I speak to, they're like, "Oh, the food is amazing. It's great." So I think been a culture change or like a shift for people who haven't been exposed. They're starting to appreciate things a little bit more, especially everything we got going on here in the United States, where there is a lot of stuff that might be different, and we're looking into all the chemicals and stuff that's in the food, and just things are different. So when you go to a place like Italy or any place outside of the country where they prepare things differently and things are fresh, you start to appreciate a little bit more. So shout out to people for expanding, you know what I mean, expanding their minds and their palates and enjoying what other places have to offer, getting it from the source. Shout out to JJ in the building, says salute Ron. I'm on vacation too on my on my front porch. Hey man, listen, no matter where you at, if it's your time, it's your time. You got to enjoy it. Believe me, I'm one of those vacation at home, vacation in the area type people a lot. So I just make the best of it. Oh wait, I missed it. No, hold on. Let me see something. Oh, I don't even see it. Where is it? Oh, I don't see it, bro. Maybe you put a word in there or something, because sometimes when you make a post, if there's some word or anything that YouTube don't like, they don't show it. So I don't see it. Yeah, I don't yeah, it doesn't show up. I just looked through everything you posted. It's not there. But anyway, I would have read it. So shout out to you, Bear, as always, my bro. JJ says McLean and Tong. Yeah. Shout out to the Mets for, I mean, they're desperate, so they need to, because the starting pitching has been terrible. But shout out, and isn't it funny how you bring up a couple young guns and now all of a sudden the other starting pitchers start to pitch well? Mm-hmm. Everybody gets start acting right when they know that there's other people taking the spotlight. That's crazy how the psyche of the mind in sports works. It's nuts. But anyway, yeah, McLean looks fantastic. I'm very happy that they brought him up. He looks really good, and the Mets definitely need a shot in the arm because they were struggling. And Tong looked okay last night. So I'm going to say this, and I hope I'm wrong, but I do feel like I was okay with them bringing up McLean, because I just think McLean, like, I don't know how to say it. When I look at McLean, he looks like a man's man pitcher. You know what I mean? He looks like he's ready to go. He's a little older. I think he's 24. And, he just looks like he's very comfortable. And I'm not saying Jonah Tong isn't comfortable, but I just don't know if he's had enough experience. He's only had 3 starts at AAA, and they brought him up, and he is young. He's got a baby face, but I just think that I feel like he'll be okay, but I still felt like he needed a little bit more time. So I wasn't mad when they said they didn't feel like bringing him up. I was okay with him coming up next season. But the Mets are trying to win, to be honest. So the Mets are doing what they got to do. But I just want the fans to understand that I don't necessarily feel like Tong is ready yet, but I think he'll be okay to get us through. So even Tong not being ready is better than some of the starting pitching we've been getting, is what I'm saying. But I don't think he's ready yet. And I just hope it doesn't affect them too much. And I'll be honest, another thing, I'm a little concerned about that Lincecum arm angle follow through that he's got. It didn't work great for Tim Lincecum when he was here. No, it worked great. He was fantastic. I think he won a Cy Young or maybe even 2 Cy Youngs. But his career was cut short because of the velocity. I mean, the I'm trying to get that word. It's like violence of that motion. That arm angle is too much to put on a body, especially a small body. And both Lincecum and Tong have similar builds, and they both have that similar style. And I'm sure that he worked with the same pitching coach that worked with Lincecum, because there's one guy that teaches that style. But whatever. Anyway, I'm talking too much. That's Met talk. Anyway, let's get it going. The Raw Wayne. Look at him, the Yankee fan. He said, "Ron, you still stop watching baseball in September." No, I'm watching. You know what I mean? Because I've just been enjoying the product. I know it's been rough, but I enjoy the Mets, man. And I'm here for the ride. I took a couple years off, and it's my time to come back. So I'm like, yeah. But I will tell you, there's a difference. I'm older now. I wanted to go to the game yesterday to see Tong pitch, and it would have been a great game. And the Mets won 19-8, I think, or 19-9, and Tong pitched okay. Nice debut. It would have been nice to see him live, but this is how you know I'm getting older. I don't like going to baseball games when the weather is inconsistent. So the game starts when it's in the 70s or whatever, and then by the end of the night, it's in the low 60s. I don't like it. I don't like it because I'm not dressed properly, and I don't want to go there with a sweater and it's 70s, and then so I don't take it, right? And then by the time it's in the low 60s, I'm like, I need a sweater, especially when you're in the open stadium and the air is hitting you. I'm like, man. Yeah, so I lost out because of that. Yeah, it is what it is. All right. So yeah, I mean, he's probably next. You're right. Sprout is probably next. Mets relievers other than Diaz and been awful. Yep. Line of Judah and the what up? Where you been, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you and the family are doing well. He says, "Shalom, my brother Ron, and blessings to all the panel." I've been oh, well, there you go. I like when you ask a question, you get the answer right away. I've been recovering from surgery. My wife has been by my side, which is a blessing for me because I am of the Most High's grace. Well, listen, my brother, I am sorry to hear that you are recovering and you have gone through a surgery, but I hope that you recover fast. I hope that you are in the best of health going forward, and blessings to you as always and to your family. And I'm glad that you are on the mend, bro. I did miss you up here because I haven't seen you, and I should have known something was up, man. But I'm glad to see you in the chat, and I'm glad you're on the road to recovery. So blessings to you once again, bro. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't even know what to comment on. I don't know why some Yankee fans don't move on from. He was only there 1 year. They act like he was like the franchise. They gave him a bunch of money. He pieced out on them like 1 year. It's okay. It's all right. And as I said before, Soto is Soto. You ain't gonna stop Soto from being Soto. He's gonna be good, even in a struggling year. Look at these numbers. He's Soto. Next year, watch out though. Anyway, I hear you. I hear you. Lincecum did win 3 World Series. No, I mean he's a great pitcher. It's just that his career is cut short in comparison to others because of that follow through and arm angle. But I hear you. If Tong gives us that, we'll be happy. That's a fact. And Tong will have had a good career either way if that's the case. So I'm with you on that, bro. Hey, it's Lena Franklin in the building. Let's go, Lena. Say, hey, Knicks, me and my family, we are at Bermuda for a vacation. Look at you, Lena. You be out there. You be in tournaments and stuff and vacationing and going to WWE events. Look at you. Go, enjoy yourself, Lena. All right, cool. Okay, let's get it cracking. I'm gonna put the invite in the chat if anybody wants to join the panel. By all means, you're always welcome. It just tastes weird. I don't know. Non-sugar is like, ugh, I don't know. Boy, I'm addicted to sugar, I guess. I don't know. All right. Okay. The link is in the chat. By all means, we welcome you to join the panel if you choose to. Shout out to everybody on X, YouTube, and on Facebook. Once again, appreciate you. Oh, and please smash the like button if you haven't already smashed it. We appreciate that. Subscribe as well. But if you already subscribed, you've done your job. But smash that like button for the show. Um, hmm. There has been a power shift from the Yankees to the Mets in New York, and Yankee fans should acknowledge that. I mean, it happens every time. There's always a time of runs, right? Now, I will say the Yankees are still a very good team. I don't know why they're having so many issues with the errors and other things that have been happening for them, but they're still a very good. I do think that they've made their bed with a little bit with some of these players, and they've been stuck with them. Um, a couple players haven't worked out, and they've been stuck with those guys, and it hasn't really helped the team. But you feel like they still got enough talent over there to be successful. They've been winning a couple games lately, so I think just and losing some starting pitching because of injuries definitely hurt them. So I think they'll be okay. But I do think that everything has cycles. The Yankees were so dominant. I mean, for so many years, right? Then they had their point where they started to become a bad team. And then they started to get better again, but they just couldn't get good enough to win a championship. Then the Mets had their run in the late 80s. And then the Yankees got it back in the mid 90s. Cycles. So if the Mets can be good again and get some good baseball happening in Queens, I'm not mad at it. The Yankees are always going to do their thing. It's good for New York. Deron says didn't like Soto when he was a Yankee. He is a hot dog and a showboat. Don't like that style of player. Yeah, but I mean that's what that's his flair, that's his spark. But I will say that I always respected him because I knew how good he was, and he's always been good at a young age, right? And the fact he already won a championship, he was the Nationals' best hitter. He's become one of the best hitters in baseball. I just don't like the fact that he really knows it. I mean, I know, of course, he knows it, but like he really knows it now and shows it. I don't love that. I liked him when he was just a little bit more humble and less talkative because some of the stuff he says is a little, I don't need to hear it. I'd rather him just not say nothing. But I hear you on that. I still appreciate him as a player because I'll be honest, like he's still the style of player I like, even though he's not really hitting for average this year. And that's also partly because of the way the game is, man. Like these guys get so conditioned that they got to drive the ball. Um, Soto's different because his swing is natural that he already drives the ball. But you know what I mean? Like everybody's with this whole thing about home runs. And that's the one thing I hate about today's game. I'd much rather if you told me that I have a choice between somebody hitting 250 with uh 40 home runs and 110 RBIs and somebody hitting 290 with 20 home runs and 85 RBIs, I'm taking the guy with the 290, the 20 home runs and the 85 RBIs because I just like that style of baseball player more. That's me. Just this how I like baseball. That's my jam. I like the old hitters, the Dave Magadins, the John Oleroods, the Edgar Martinez's, the Mark Graces, the Tony Gwynns, the Will Clarks, the Paul Molitors, the George Bretts. Those are my type of hitters. And it also shows you how old I am. Once again, always doing that. Anyway, okay. All right. I got somebody backstage. Let me see if he's ready and rocking today because last week we had a little issue, but hopefully this week is working okay. Let me see here. Let me fix this two man. This two man looks this is crazy. There we go. Randall, you with me? Oh, I see you. You just on mute. Hello? No, you took yourself off. You were on mute. Now you're off. I can hear you.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, all right. We working today, baby.
How's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Any big plans for the weekend?
No, man. I don't have any big plans. It's unfortunate when I don't know if it's because I'm get to a certain age or if I just life is different. Sometimes I don't even be knowing it's a holiday, bro. So yeah, I got no plans. Ain't nothing going on. I'm just going to enjoy
I know how it is.
Yeah. How about you? You got any plans?
Well, I'll be going. Well, we having a block party out here today, so
that's
I'll go
cool.
out and go to that later.
That's good. That's good. Hey man, listen, we had our block party last week and it was really fun. I had a great time. So whenever you got that going on, you got something. I enjoy that.
Right. Hey, let me ask you this. Recently there was like this. I was looking. I think it was. What was it? I think it was called The Athletic. They put out a list of like top 40 wings. If I remember correctly, I think the top 10 was LeBron, Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Jalen Brown. Who was it? Who was the rest of the list? Well, to get more to the point, they had OG ranked number 11, and they had Bridges ranked number 13.
Right, I heard about that.
Out of the top 40 wings. Now, in my opinion, I think that's a fair ranking. You think it was like fair, or do you think they could have been ranked higher on the list?
Well, let me first off, I don't think I can see it because the Athletic charges, but let me see if I can see at least the top part of it. They may not show the whole 40, but I may be able to find that top part. Let me see. While I'm doing that, let me add get my 3-man up here and add my brother Shah to the mix. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Top 40 wins. Okay, yeah, good. All right, nice. See, sometimes you can't see everything because they charge for you to look at the content, but you can at least see like the beginning of it. All right, cool. So looks like I think it's LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Jalen Williams from the Thunder, Scotty Barnes from the Raptors. Why am I saying that? Y'all know where Scotty's at. DeMar DeRozan. I'm surprised DeMar's in the top 10 still. Amen Thompson. And then as Randy was saying, OG's at 11. 12 is Franz Wagner. 13 is Mikal Bridges. Then you got Brandon Ingram, 14, and Jaden McDaniels from the Timberwolves at 15. I might as well read the next 5 because they got it there. Brandon Miller from the Hornets is 16. Trey Murphy, the third, is 17. Cameron Johnson from the Nuggets is 18. Asur Thompson is 19. And Michael Porter Jr. with the Nets now is number 20. Let me see. LeBron, Durant, Kawhi, Jimmy, Jalen, Paul, Jalen, Scotty, DeMar, Amen. Yeah, I find that this is OG, Franz. I could agree with this. I think this is a good ranking for those guys. I think this is accurate. The only thing I will say is I think DeMar DeRozan needs to be dropped down so he shouldn't be in the top 10. So I would keep everything the same, just drop the DeMar down some and move everybody else up one. But I don't know where I put DeMar. He'd be in the top 20, but I don't know if he's top 10 anymore. But yeah, I agree with this. That makes sense. I can see it. I think that's fair. I think that, I mean, shout out to them for trying to be fair, because making OG number 11, that's a jump. I hope OG appreciates that, because he's always been trying to show himself as more of a complete player. Putting him ahead of Franz Wagner and like Brandon Ingram and well, I mean, he's older than these guys, so they're not really his peers. His peers are the ones ahead of him. But I mean, he's right there. Yeah, I don't know if maybe he feels he's probably always going to be in competition with Scotty Barnes, because they're similar players, but Scotty is a little bit more better of an offensive player than OG is. Like, he could just do
right.
So yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I would say that's okay. Rodney Meek says he would take OG over Butler. I don't know, bro, because Butler, I mean, the only thing about Butler is he's a half a season player. He's a playoff player now. But when he's in the playoff mode, he's
right back.
Good. All right, no doubt. He's pretty damn good when he's in the playoffs. So I don't want to take it away from him yet. I do think that Jimmy Butler is obviously on his way out. I saw him with an interview the other day, it was an interview, and he was saying that he feels like it's starting to happen, like he's on his way out, and he's not used to it and doesn't really like that feeling. So yeah, I would agree it's happening, but I just don't know if it's there yet. Like, if I needed a offensive basket, OG's been coming up clutch here and there moments, but I don't know. Jimmy's still that guy when it comes to, like, when you need one big basket and stuff like that. And he still plays good defense. Not yet, but it's close. What up, Sha? How you feeling, brother?
I am doing good on this Saturday with you, Ron. What's going on? I am doing good. Salute to the family in the chat. I'm just happy to be on and talk some Knicks stuff, man. You know what I mean? What's going on with you?
Can't complain, man. Same old stuff. I'm here. I'm happy. I woke up, my eyes open. So
thanks. Peace, Randu.
He'll be right back.
Yeah.
To step away. What's your thoughts? Did you see that article? Or did
Which
you hear
one?
about that? The top 40 wings. They got OG at 11 and Macau at 13.
Okay, I didn't see it. I mean, in the league,
I was saying who the top 10 was.
I caught some of it. I was in the background, so I did hear some. But
I'll tell you again real quick. Top 10 is LeBron's number 1, Durant's number 2, Kawhi's number 3, Butler's number 4. I don't know if Butler should be number 4. He might be dropped down a little bit in the top 10. Jaylen Brown's 5, Paul George is 6. Jalen Williams is 7. I'd probably flip Jalen Williams and Paul George right now, just because Paul George has been hurt. But I mean, he's the dude. Scotty Barnes is 8. DeMar DeRozan is 9, and then Amen Thompson is 10.
Well, you just named that's like 6 out of 10 about to be out of the league in 2 or 3 more years.
It's very true. Very true.
You know what I mean? About 6 of the 10 probably going to be out of the league in the next 1 or 2 more years. LeBron, Paul George, Kawhi, those guys are, I mean, not throwing them under the bus, but we all know that they're more towards the end of their career than the start. So, you know what I mean? All right, they want to put those guys still in there because they're still here and they're still relevant. A lot of those guys that they mentioned that have them in top 10, that's over all the years that they've been in their career. You know what I mean? That's not talking about the last couple of years where these guys barely played. Kawhi barely played. Paul George barely played, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, it's a good list. I'm glad we got some guys that's in the top 20 then. and we got two good wings right now. So I'm happy about that. And they haven't been on the Knicks as long, and they're still considered to be in the top 20. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I am too. I think it's pretty fair. I think they did a decent job, because normally they don't. Normally they be, you know, doing the Knicks dirty. But this time I think it was okay. It was pretty good. Let's see here. Shout out to my 2 cents in the building. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. So I don't know if you heard that they interviewed, well, he's on a podcast, and they talked to Dawn Staley about the Knicks coaching job. And she said she had a really good interview, but she felt like during the interview, she stuck her foot in her mouth. She said something about women in sports and the way they're looked at. And I think she posed it as a question in a way. Like, she said something about you know, the level of women and you know, where they should be and why they're overlooked. There's something to that nature. And she also mentioned that it's the Knicks job. So if, like, for example, if they offered her the head coach job, she would have to take it no matter what. Even though she's not like a Knicks fan like that, she would say, you know, listen, the Knicks are a great organization. That's a job I would have to take. But the point is, she brought it up and said it in a way that she brought the emphasis on the fact how big a woman head coach would be and how it affects the landscape. And I think she thinks that when she put it out there like that, the Knicks got scared and realized how big this really is, and that if they're not ready and have the proper support, that this could be, you know, a little overwhelming, something like that. So I don't know. I don't know, like, you know.
I mean, it makes sense, especially the way it was mentioned, and it would be. I mean, to have a woman head coach of a major team in the NBA, the New York Knicks. Come on, man! If we already got the heaviest jerseys in the whole conference out of the 30 teams, and then to put on top of that a woman coach. Not saying that she wouldn't be prepared for it, because I'm pretty sure she would really be prepared for the job. It is just because of who she is. Is a her for a New York Knicks team, for a major NBA team. Has never been a female coach. Am I correct? No female coach has been an NBA coach, and she would be the first. And she is, I believe, African American too. Oh man, you start throwing everything on him, and that thing start getting heavier and heavier the more you keep talking about it. So whatever it was, I wouldn't have minded if they would have made the trade, if the Knicks thought that they could make that leap and thought that she would have been the one. But boy, oh boy, you talk about heavy. Sheesh.
Yeah, that would have been a lot. She was also talking about, shoot, man, I don't have the article. Oh, they don't. Man, these articles, man, they don't let me see the full article anymore. Anyway, she was also talking about inclusiveness and just being able, like I said, the pretty much paraphrasing what I was paraphrasing what she said. The whole thing about it, you know, when you make, like, it's not just a hire. Like, I'm not just hiring a woman head coach. I have to have that mindset that this is the way of our life. Like, you have to be open and aware of society and be have inclusiveness into, you know, that way of thinking. Like, not just, I mentioned something about support system, having a support, but understanding that this person should be viewed as a person that has a role that has to be you know, respected. And you have to have that mantra that you have to, and that's tough because the whole organization has to buy into it. Just because you want to make a coaching hire, that you might go against the grain and say, oh, we're going to put the first woman coach in position. Everybody's got to be on board when you make that type of move, or you're going to have a lot of issues and it may not work. Like, the front office got to be on the same page. The players got to be on the same page. And everybody throughout the organization. Forget the fans will learn to live with it. If it's good, great. If it's not good, they're going to have to deal with it because you got to work through the kinks and all that stuff. But the point is, if you do it and everybody's not on the same page in your organization, then it's a bad look for the team. And you're putting the person who's taking the job in a bad position because they think they're part of an inclusive organization that is behind them, and you realize that you're not. That's tough. So yeah, that's the type of stuff that when I think that's definitely, they got a little scared and worried that, because when you think about it, how many times have we heard that a couple people in the Knicks organization feel great about this person, right? But others may feel differently. How many times have we heard that in regards to the Knicks? So there's obviously differences of opinion. And so maybe they heard that and they were like, you know what, we want to hire you, or as a coach. But I don't know about these people in the organization if they're on the same page. So maybe they got a little scared away. I don't think they were going to give her the head coaching job anyway. I think they were going to interview her as a part of it, but it would have been one of those where if they really liked her and they felt like they can bring her in, it would have been an assistant coach job first. But it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see what happens going forward, because I do think that the NBA and sports in general is changing. I mean, we got a female umpire in baseball. Like, things are starting to change. There's female refs in the NBA. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's been going in different directions. If you know your stuff, you should be able to get an opportunity. The whole thing is, can you relay that message to men, and will they respect you? I think it has to start somewhere. I would think that basketball would be an interesting spot for it. There's a lot of really smart women who played basketball at a high level, but understand basketball at a high level, and would probably be great at the job if given the opportunity. So maybe we'll see it one day.
Yeah, it's evident. It's going to come around. It will be. We also now have I messed the number up. But there are female assistant coaches right now in the league. So I had the number, but there's female coaches in the league, and so it soon will happen. And it may be in the next couple of years because, like you said, everything is progressing. And some team, maybe it might be the team that opens up in Las Vegas. Maybe they might shock the world and start with a head coach of being a female. Who knows? Just throwing it out there. If it happens, I need 10%. So, but with that being said, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to happen already. We already see the change and everything like that. And there's some really good coaches in the college in the women's college teams that really excel at their game and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that given a chance with a strong structure, if the lady comes in and she has a strong structure with the team that she has, sky's the limit. If it's not a small market team, if it's a bigger market team, maybe she have a little bit more hindsight, little better team, and make it a little bit better for her her first year of coaching. Because if you come into a team like the New York Knicks, this team is ready, and the only thing you have to do is build some togetherness with your teammates. With with the team. If you can make your team understand what you want to do and they can implement it, sky's the limit.
Facts. I hear you. I'm with you on that. Shout out to Riri in the chat. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in on X, and appreciate you for reposting the stream. I definitely love that. Shout out to you and everybody on X. Knicks Nation is in the building. Salute. What's going on? Sherwin's in the building. What up, Sherwin? Good to see you, my brother. Let me see. Ron Sarmiento in the building. What up, Ron? Hope you're doing well, my guy. Good to see you. And I think I already said what's up. Mets, Knicks fans, let's go in the building. He feels a little differently. He said men should lead men. Okay, I hear you. Listen, it all depends on the situation, and I think it honestly depends on the sport. I don't know if I could see it in football. football, the climate, the culture in football is very, very macho and very I don't want to say animalistic. I want to say like very like rough. You know what I mean? Like football players are just it's a rougher style. So I don't know if it would ever happen in football. I think it could happen in basketball. I think it obviously that's the we got women assistant coaches, and like I said, some of them, in my opinion, I think Becky Hammon could have been a good head coach. Even if I don't agree with what she said about Jalen Brunson, that doesn't take away from her intellect and her smarts and the fact that she was on Popovich's staff for all those years. I think she can be a great coach. I think she would be fine. I also think someone like Cheryl Miller might have been a good head coach. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. But we'll see. I wonder if there'll ever be a female coach on a staff in baseball. You never know.
I think it could be a female football coach. You know what I mean? The difference is you won't see as someone as dainty. I don't want to, a little more soft or dainty. You'll see someone more like a China. You know what I mean? China, the wrestler back. You'll see one. Maybe, and maybe. I mean, I think it's. I don't want to I don't want to be. So maybe you might see something more like that if you want to talk about the roughness or something like that. But I won't take anything away from a woman. I think they can rule the world. So if you can get them out there and give them a strong system to work with, I think they can accomplish it. Why not? You know what I mean? And sometimes they may have a different outlook of which way you want to go directional. You know what I mean? And may jump in there and be a little bit more uncharacteristic of the stereotypical things that men do.
Right. I mean, listen, I never say never. It can't. I'm just saying on the fact that football men, they're just super disrespectful.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
But and Lonnie said, "What about Monica?" I mean, I don't know. The thing about Monica is like I don't know if she has really coached at any level. I mean, maybe she did, but I'm not aware of it. So I wouldn't say somebody that I don't know about their experience coaching. I know Cheryl Miller coached at one point, but I also know Cheryl Miller was an incredible basketball player. I know the same thing with Becky Hammon, and Dawn Staley. Like, so I'm going by basically the ones with the track record for doing it, because you got to be able to coach, and get that stuff out there and be able to let it translate somewhere before I can say, I mean, to be at a professional level, it's not easy. So you have to do it somewhere. So if someone's never done it, which I don't know if Monica's ever done it, but I don't think she has. But if she has, then maybe. Yeah. So anyway, I just think that I really do think, and I wouldn't have been mad, to be honest. I actually wanted Dawn Staley to be an assistant coach on the Knicks. I thought she would have been great, but I didn't know if and it sounds like she wasn't really willing to do that. Like, the whole thing about being a part of an NBA bench, I think it sounds like she would have been more inclined to do it for her team that she likes, like her hometown team that she roots for. She would do it. But any team outside of that, I don't think she was interested in doing it unless she got the head coaching job, because that's a different step up and it's something historic. And, she understands the purpose of that. So I think that's the whole thing, because that's the other thing with these jobs, these offers. Like, just because you want to interview somebody for a job, I mean, the person has to want the job too. And so not everybody wants the job. We heard about Sam Cassell, for example. They say that he may never want a head coaching job. He likes being an assistant coach. So you just never know about people, if that's true or not. But, that's what they say. Wolverine says Doris Burke, the greatest Nick hater there is, got the motor, can't stand her calling Nick games. Yeah, listen, I was a fan of Doris Burke years ago, because there was a point where Doris actually sounded like she liked the Knicks. She was bigging them up all the time, talking about them in a good way. And then over the years, things changed. And then she became like, for whatever reason, I think these people that are in certain positions, they understand that the Knicks are primetime TV. Even when they're not doing well, they always sell out. It's always celebrity row. When you talk about the Knicks, it gets clicks. Get it? Knicks for clicks. So I think that all of these broadcast channels, when they have something that's popping, when they know that people are tuned in, there's always one of these. You guys notice that there's always one announcer that talks negatively about the Knicks? Doris Burke, Richard Jefferson, Reggie Miller. I mean, Richard Jefferson has been a little better lately. Reggie Miller, Bill Walton. There's always one that talks negatively about the Knicks on each of these broadcasts. It's rare that you see it differently because they know that that's what drives there's people out there that don't like to hear it, so you tune in because you want to hate on the person that's saying stuff. Then there's people out there that agree because there's obviously fans that don't like the Knicks, so they love it when Reggie Miller's on or Richard Jefferson saying some stuff. It's funny, so they understand what it's all business. It's all business. Stan Van Gundy, yeah, he's another one, which is weird because Stan Van Gundy, his brother was a coach for so many years, but I think Stan has a personal thing that he doesn't like the way the Knicks treated his brother, and since then he's just never been talking good about the Knicks. So it is what it is. He's also trying to be the head coach of the Knicks at one time too.
We used to beat up on his who we play, Orlando. We used to beat up on his team so much that that's why he has to hate on us. He still got Knicks and bruises. Salute Tony Crow.
Right.
Beat up on his team so much.
JJ says Shaq's the number one hater. Well, I mean, that whole show, they've all had their moments. I mean, outside of Ernie, I mean, he's impartial, but I could deal with it. Like when Shaq was saying negative stuff about the Knicks, that's Shaq. I don't care. When Charles Barkley was saying negative stuff about the Knicks, whatever. I don't care. It's Charles Barkley. I'm not a role model. Anyway, I don't care. But when Kenny Smith started to say negative stuff, I was like, oh no, what is happening? Kenny Smith loves the Knicks. Now, notice how Kenny Smith has always said great things about the Knicks for years. Then he had that one little moment for like a half a year where he talked negative about the Knicks. That was when he interviewed for the coaching job or wanted to be the coach, and he didn't get it. Then after, some time has passed, now he's back to liking the Knicks again. So it's just, it is what it is. I think it's funny.
Yeah, it is something to talk about. I mean, I don't know, maybe not being a home or not like that, but there's always the talk about the Knicks hold the heaviest crown, the jersey is the heaviest here and stuff like that. So this is a year to find out how heavy it is. I mean, we got an all-star group of guys right now with a coach that should be able to take us to the next level. I mean? This is this no Honda Civic that he got, man. This is a Bentley Phantom over here. I mean? So coaching, it makes a difference, especially in big market teams. And for the New York Knicks, this is a big thing, from firing Tom Thibodeau, talking about coaching and stuff like that. A coach that brought us back from the depths of the LOL Knicks and stuff like that. In the last 5 years, we've been to the playoffs, 4 times, I think. I mean? So and I mean, we're no laughing stock no more. We used to be, we used to hunt all the time. Now we're the hunted. I mean? So those are the things that change this team and change the narrative. Now we're more perennial because of coaching. So since this segment is a lot about coaching makes a difference to a team. I mean? And let's see if Mike Brown is the right coach to take us over take us to the upper room.
The upper room.
Upper room.
I can't wait, man. I'm just like, oh, this off season is taking forever, bro. Like ever. Can we get it going? I just want to see some Knick practice, some stuff. Let's get some real news going. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I understand. Like we just got to deal with it. But it is a very interesting time right now. Jay Chosen is in the building. What up, Jay?
What up? What up? Peace to everybody. Peace to the chat. Hello, Ron. God bless you. Who's that in the house? Randu.
Oh,
Shy
Randu's
as
up
always,
here.
my brother. How we doing? I was listening to what you guys were saying, man. You know, these funny fair weather analysis people. They to me, I don't. You know it. Whether it's Stephen A. or it's Kenny Smith or it's I'm from Queens, I'm from this, I'm from that, until it's convenient for them not to be. And I know up here we've been through, those teams and those coaches that, just like Shaw said it best, man. We were always, hunting. Now we're the hunted, and to be honest, let's be really fair. For many years, we didn't have weapons. We didn't have anything to hunt with. Right? So we weren't hunting. We were surviving and like making fire with rocks.
We were existing. We were
Right.
existing, bro.
Right. So, I mean, if the truth is, right now, these guys are NBA. A handful of them have been together for quite, a couple of years. Now, except for the couple guys we picked up that I believe will acclimate themselves in because the NBA players, right? This is not switching colleges or switching whatever. They play in the highest level. This team has now been together. The coaches and schemes in basketball and like football are pretty important. But once you get the rock in your hand, sometimes that just goes out the window because you just got to pivot. You got to make moves on that. So I think all this coach talk and the backup coach talk and all the other stuff, that's like a part of the story. The story is, are our guys on the court gonna gel and get it done? And that, to me, that's really the only thing I truly care about. And the fact is that you could put, I don't want to say anybody, but you could put a majority of people in that seat. And, very few people are going to turn, not to say they didn't have talent, they had immense talent, but like the Ginobili's and the Parkers and that, of course, Duncan was something special, but that team that they had around them into a dynasty. Very few people could do that. So the Popoviches of the world like that did that. Other than that, coaches to me are regular. This is just another coach. It's the players that got to get it done. If he has a good scheme that it helps, great. But we have a leader on the court and multiple people who could get it done. Now I'm just waiting to find out who they're going to finish off the roster with. But right now, if they finish today, I'm happy. If they finish today, I'm not joking. I mean, it'd be nice to have an extra person. I'm happy. So
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, no, I hear that. Let me see.
Hey, Ron.
Yes, sir, Randu. Go ahead, my brother.
Hey, I don't know if you heard anything about this, but I noticed I saw something like about a month ago, but it's like now I'm starting to hear more of it about Deuce getting traded to the Kings. Well, the Knicks sending Deuce and that pick that they have with the Wizards that's 1 through 8 protected to the Kings for Keon Ellis.
It's funny, man, because I love Deuce, but it's kind of wild because everybody. So when I've seen it being posted a lot lately, and everybody that comments on, like, automatically, everybody who comments on it is not thinking about the trade. They're just thinking about giving up Deuce and a first-round pick, and they're automatically saying no, without a doubt, no hesitation. No, you crazy? But then there's
I would take Ellis. I got no problem with Ellis coming to the Knicks. 6'5", 6'6" guard, excellent shooter from three, better defender.
well,
but the only thing is, really,
Ron,
if I was going to trade Deuce, I'd rather be for a point guard. But I would still be happy with it.
Okay. Oh, let me see. Hold on. What the hell was this noise? Sorry, I was gonna show you. Let's see here. Oh, this doesn't give me the whole picture. Let me see here. So, So Keon Ellis played 80 games last year for Sacramento. He averaged 8 points. He's interesting. He played 24 minutes a game. He averaged 8 points, 1.5 steals. It's a nice number of steals, almost 2 steals a game. 0.8 blocks, almost a block a game, almost. 1.5 assists. I mean, that's not really his thing, but okay. 2.7 rebounds. And he shot 84.9, 85% from the free throw line, 48.9 from the field, and 43.3 on 4 attempts from 3-point range. Okay, Keon Ellis ain't bad. 4 a game.
I mean, the guy's a great.
He was a good piece off that bench.
The one bad thing about him is he coming up in a contract year, and Deuce is not. We got Deuce's life expectancy with this thing with $4 million. I think he's on a decreasing contract. I think he's getting $3 million out to $3 million out, something like that. And next year's gonna be even cheaper for. I'm holding on to Deuce for him. He does almost something. He is bigger. He can shoot maybe a little tad better than Deuce did this year, but Deuce injuries this year depleted him this year, in my opinion. The Deuce numbers were down because he wasn't on the court as much. And I mean, when we see Deuce on the court this year, we talk about Deuce on the court a lot and some of the better lineups. And I mean, the lineups with Jalen Brunson and stuff like that. So Deuce was intricate for us, but he was also hurt. So every time he had to come back from playing good with that groin injury, he had to keep coming back and then get back into shape and then get back into what we know. I think for the money, I think I keep Deuce. I would love to have him, but if I'm not mistaken, this would be his final year on his contract. I think I looked up Ellis, and he'd be looking for a payday. And I don't think if you're looking at this guy coming off the bench, I don't think he's going to stay nowhere around $4 or $5 million where we need to be in the pocket.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, I'm gonna say. I think you were trying to say something, Ron, regarding regarding the whole thing, and you were getting to a point. Now I forgot what it was you were saying, but your point was about to hit.
Well, I forgot what I was going to say too. But
I'm getting old, man.
My bad.
But what I will say is, I can agree, right? If I'm basing Deuce's numbers off of last year and Keon Ellis's numbers off of last year, Deuce is 6'1", 6'2", maybe. Keon Ellis is 6'4". Keon Ellis right now, at this moment, looks like the better player, right, going forward. But there's 2 things that I wanted to say. One, do I want to, Deuce might be the Knicks' best point of attack defender on the perimeter, because as much as we love OG and love Macau, their defense is kind of all over the place. They play at different spots, and when it comes to closing out on the perimeter, they're not the greatest at it. They can do it, but you know what I mean? Like, that's not where their defensive strength lies. Deuce is actually better at the point of attack defense on the perimeter than they are. Now, he may have other issues like going down in the paint and other stuff because of the height differences, but when it comes to closing out on the perimeter, he's actually better at that than they are. Now, but here's the thing. But Deuce's defense in the playoffs, sorry, I'm reading something by Nostalgic because he said Deuce's defense fell off. But in the playoffs, Deuce ratcheted his defense up. He had good defense in the playoffs, actually. He was one of the best defenders on the team in the playoffs. I know. Just saying.
Yeah, his defense was better in the playoffs. Just offensively, he pretty much disappeared.
Right.
But
right.
defensively, yeah, he was better.
So here's the two things that I wanted to say. First off, if I'm gonna make a change like that, because even Sherwin has said that he feels like this isn't a championship team because we don't have enough defense. I disagree because I think that when the Knicks go out there and play, now I'm not talking about the first 2 months of the season. When we get into month 3, we start to see what this team is. Month 4, hopefully they develop their identity. But I think you'll see that even without having the defense, if they become the offensive team that I think they will, you're going to see that they can still win effectively without having as much defense. But my point is, so if you're worried about the team not having enough defense on the whole, why do you get rid of one of the better defenders on the team and replace him with another defender who's slightly better than him? Wouldn't it be a better upgrade to keep Deuce and get rid of someone else who doesn't play defense and bring in a Keon Ellis there? That makes more sense to me. But whatever. Forget that. That's my first point. Second point is, that was last year. I believe Deuce is going to have a great year under Mike Brown and the new coaching staff. I don't think you're going to see the same Deuce. I think he's going to have a good year. And I think these numbers will be flipped. And then we'll start to say, oh, wow, Deuce has been fantastic. And then you start to say, oh, well, look, we got Deuce on a bargain. Still got him for another year or so. And we still got him on a good contract. Yeah, I'm trading Deuce. That's what I think the Knicks fans are going to say 3 months into the season and be like, oh, no, I'm not getting rid of Deuce. That's what I think is going to be said. So that's what I was going to get at. But we'll see.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to say this, and I've always believed Deuce is overrated. That's my opinion. I know you love Deuce. That's fine. We all have our players. It's fine. He could be replaced by many a number of people. There is a sentimental value of a person that it comes to that stays on the team and is on your team, and he's been part of this whole thing. Deuce and Ellis is not the like they. It's like apples and apples. It's not a major difference in any of that. Like you talk Deuce and Monk. I know the money is whatever. Now you're talking a difference. You're talking a complete different thing because we're saturated at guard play. We do actually need a real, like I would like to see a serious either combo or PG themselves, which Ellis to me is again probably not fully that way, especially when if his assist numbers are 1.5, whatever it was. So look, it's cool that everybody has a guy, everybody loves a guy, and we get sentimental about it, and I do too, but it's about winning, right? So right now, if we're gonna make a move for anybody, if you believe that he's gonna be, all right, I'm at the point with Deuce, I need to see it to believe it. If you believe it, I'm not gonna shoot you down your belief because it's your belief. But for me, I need to see it to believe it, because all I've seen out of Deuce, and I know injuries are involved, and I can never imagine what that I have one right now. It hurts like hell, and I don't run up and down the court like that. I'm not in shape like that. Well, so the fact of the matter is, actually, I'm just a shape. I'm not in shape. So the fact is, right, I'm the 0 and the 10. I'm the 0 and the 10, right? So my son is in fantastic. He's the 1. I'm the 0. So anyway, now that we know that I'm calling myself back, the fact of the matter is that ever since he's got here, I've been waiting for this progression. I've been waiting for this thing to happen. Now, whether it's the fact that whether it was an injury or it was Tibbs or it was people in front of him consistently having somebody in front of him that was, taking his minutes or whatever it might be. I do believe that there is probably 30 of him, 30 Deuces at least or more out there. Right now, it's put up or shut up for me. And if it doesn't work out in the early goings, then he could go at trade time for me if we get the right, depending on what it is. But with Shah saying that his numbers, his value as far as financial is going downward, I mean, yeah, that helps with the apron. It doesn't help with the trade if you have to match certain things. And that goes for a handful that goes for about 2 or 3 of our players right now. For me personally, that I think that we could do that with. People are going to hate me on this, but I feel the same thing. This year, Mitch has to put up or shut up. That's it. I know he's been injured.
I agree.
All right. I know he's been injured, but you know what? He is practicing and showing it. He is working hard and showing it. I mean, visually showing it. Like I watch it. I know Shaw watches it. I'm seeing what he's doing. But it's about enough time. We've given him enough time. Deuce has had enough time. I told you, I call him Miles. He has had enough time. He doesn't even earn Deuce yet. So once he earns that for me, then I will be like, all right, cool. Plus, last thing, how many minutes do you think either one of these fellas are going to get unless you're implementing, let's say, Deuce, if he stays in a starting unit? Still, how many minutes are they getting over the more athletic Clarks and the more athletic Hart, the more athletic whoever? It's probably the same. 20 minutes, 24 minutes, whatever it is. So
probably about 25
that's where
minutes.
I'm at with all that, if that makes sense.
No, I mean that does make sense. So like I said, I get it. And the proof is in the pudding. You got to go out there and show what you can do before we can believe in you. Because honestly, even me, I love Deuce, I don't know exactly who the real Deuce is right now, because I know what Deuce was prior to 2 years ago. And I was like, okay, I hope he takes a step forward and gets better. And then I saw him in that playoffs and then that series against Philadelphia, and I was like, whoa. And all year he was great. He had a 40 or 41% from 3, but in the playoffs he was fantastic. I was like, man, I wasn't expecting this. But that was that year, and then you get this year, and you're like, okay, well now he's taking a different turn. Is this the real Deuce, or was that the real Deuce? But I will say, to what Shah said, Deuce has had the most injuries I've ever seen him have in his career as a Knick. This year he got hurt a lot, little nagging injuries that just kept creeping up and keeping him out, and then he had to play through some of them. And one other thing that I'm just bringing it up, I don't want to make excuses, but when it comes to stuff like this, when you're wondering about a young player at that in the NBA, everything's first. He had his first child. You know what I mean? We talked about, we know how difficult that was for Julius Randle when he was playing through when his wife had their kid, and he was struggling through things, mental health and other things, but the baby not getting a lot of sleep, and it threw him off of his routine. So I mean, things happened this year that might be the result of why we saw what was going on with Deuce, the injuries, the new baby, and just life being what it was. So we'll see. Like I said, this year there's no excuses. This year is all about watching these guys succeed offensively, continue to play good defense as best as they can, but succeed offensively. If Deuce can't play good, can't have a good offensive stretch this year with the offensive coaches opening up the offense, getting better looks, motion offense, better, team-oriented basketball. If he can't look good this year, then I would say, maybe this is the time to move on.
And that's the real Deuce. And that would be the real Deuce.
That's
but
how
I agree. And that's so funny that you mentioned that nobody actually really mentions. Life, everybody's lifing, no matter what. Basketball players are going through it too. Whatever. I mean, how many players we've seen had to take? I mean, look at Ben Simmons' career. Had to take off because they mental stuff was going on that they couldn't get correct. Life stuff. People losing brothers, fathers, mothers. All that things are they're just people are people. But as fans, we expect certain things, and we can't see that sometimes, right? And I'm glad that you said that, because I will step back now. I'm not moving from it doesn't change what I said. To me, it's still
put up or shut up.
I think you said it too. It's show me, don't tell me.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
No matter what.
We're championship or bust. Oh, well, hold on. Let me not say that. Calm down, Ron, because that's not how I feel. It's finals or bust for me. I know others feel championship or bust. I'm finals or bust. I don't want to act like that's how I feel too. If we can get to the finals, I'll be happy.
I'm with that too, Ron. Because it's a step above last year.
For me, same thing. Finals or bust.
Yeah. Finals or bust. So it's all about put up or shut up, especially when you.
It ain't the end of the world. They don't win the championship.
Right. I mean, I would hope they do, but plus you got guys. You got young players, fighting to just get on the court. You got to go out there and do your thing. You can't be taking up spots that someone else might love if they got the opportunity. So
we the Mets. We got good problems right now.
That's it. That's a fact. Here's another thing I wanted to say before I get Fritz's take on everything. Did y'all know this? Now I know I'm gonna say this again because I feel like we get so jaded in our thought process because we know what we saw in Indiana. We know what that third round versus Indiana did to us. It messed us up. We don't even look at our team the same way because we were so deflated. It exposed us. But guess what, guys? Playoff defense for the Knicks. Top 10 defense. Would you believe if I told you the Knicks had a top 10 defense in the playoffs? I mean, it's easier because it's only 15, 16 teams. So, I'm just kind of cheating. But would you believe if I told you the Knicks had a top 10 defense in the playoffs last year? I mean, this year that just passed?
Yeah, because we had a bunch of games under 100.
This year that just passed, yeah. We played Detroit, Boston, and the Pacers.
I'm a top 10. I mean, if numerically
in the playoffs,
numerically, I could get with that because, but statistics don't always show the story. For me, there's a different thing. But yes, I can believe that.
All right. So what if
and also the way you're putting it, I'm going to say yes.
Well, you see how I'm saying it. What if I told you that the Knicks had the number 2 defense in the playoffs?
I'd believe it. The reason I believe it is in Detroit and Celtics missed a whole bunch of shots they should have hit.
It's true, but hey, the Knicks was out there.
Wait a minute. Hey, Ron, you said number 2 or number 10?
Number 2. The Knicks had the number 2 ranked defense in the playoffs.
When I was on the court.
Boston was number 1. And Detroit was number 4.
Boston was number 1?
And Boston was number 1. Now,
I thought the Knicks was ranked at number 7.
I know. It looks that way, right? But no, NBA rating, Knicks had the second best defensive ranking in the playoffs. Now, what Fritz did give you a caveat. Yes, Boston missed a lot of shots. And Detroit just didn't have enough offensive talent to really make a lot of shots.
Yep.
But what you do got to look at is what did happen is the Knicks did really play into the fact that Boston is a one-dimensional team. All they do is jack them threes up. They don't take advantage of it, inside the perimeter and paint play. Although when they did, notice how they smacked the Knicks that game. When they did, they stopped settling for threes and brought the ball inside, and they won convincingly versus the Knicks. But
which
for the
really surprised me that they didn't do it right after that.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for the most part, when they did that, they realized, like, if we just play this style of basketball, we have a good chance of winning. But you know what hit them with the buzzsaw? The next game, which was game 6, we destroyed them. We put the defensive clamps on them, and they got into a bad rut of shots, and then they weren't getting clean. So what happens is, and this is what I said during that series, when you start playing defense, all you have to do is try to make guys uncomfortable as best you can. Once you start making guys uncomfortable and get them out of their rhythm, even when they're open, a shot that would normally go in because they hit it hundreds of times doesn't always go in because you upset the rhythm. And so if you can do enough of that to upset the rhythm, even if you leave somebody open a couple times, they might make one, but they may not make all 3. Like if you leave them open 3 times, wide open, because you messed up their rhythm, they might hit one bit, but they missed the other 2. You've done your job. And that's what happened with Boston. That's why in that game, when they started jacking up shots, they got the desperation going, and the Knicks hit them with the buzzsaw, it was over. So listen, a shout out to the Knicks. You as much as people look at the Knicks and say, man, Indiana exposed us, which they did, doesn't change the fact that the Knicks were playing good defense up until they faced the best motion offense in the league. Just putting that out there. Just want to throw that out there. Anyway, Fritz, what's going on, my brother? What's happening? What's your thoughts, man? Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing pretty good. I just started listening around the time you guys were talking about Keon Ellis, and I think a lot of
Fritz is okay. Yeah, you give your thoughts on Keon Ellis, because when I was looking at some of this stuff, I saw Fritz's comment under it, and I saw what Fritz said. So I know Fritz has a strong opinion about it.
Yeah, he's not available. I think a lot of it was like a sporting news article. Basically, a bunch of teams want Keon Ellis. Even the Kings, they want Kuminga. And one of the things they asked for was Keon Ellis, and they said no for Kuminga.
Wow.
So, they're not going to trade us for Deuce to the pick.
I mean, if they're not giving up Keon Ellis for Kuminga, then they are really locked in on Keon Ellis, because Kuminga is a talent that, has a high ceiling that you just don't know what it's going to be yet. He can do a lot on the basketball court.
The Kings feel he could be a big part of their future, because right now he's playing behind DeRozan, Monk, and what's that dude that they got from Chicago?
Levine?
Levine, yeah. So they feel he's a big part of their future. So
yeah. Also, it would be a tough time. It would be a tough get. It would be a tough thing to make right now, because you have to pay him. He's eligible for early extension. So you're talking about our potential window shortening to, shortening, like you're defining, you're saying we're going over the cap next year no matter what if you got him right now. I think there are some players the Knicks are willing to do. I don't think Keon Ellis is that good to be that guy where you just saying, hey, forget being under the cap, be under the second apron. I don't think he's that big of a difference maker.
I can dig it. I mean, I understand.
Well, that's kind of hard to say right now, but I feel if given more minutes, he probably could be. But it's like you just was explaining about the second apron and everything is kind of risky.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's one of the things where
they
you
want
don't know.
more. They want a lot more than Deuce in a pick.
Yeah.
You're talking about giving up like everything we have.
Yeah, and that's I'm not doing that for no Keon Ellis. Don't get me wrong. I do think Keon Ellis he has some talent, and he's definitely one of those players that, he might be like, how teams are always looking for another piece to add to their championship team that can help them. He might be that type of guy, like a Robert Horry type of dude. I don't know about the clutch factor, but like, a guy that can come in and really help your team. That's how I felt about Josh Hart when he first got here. Like a guy who comes in and energizes the team and gives them something that they were missing. Because you guys know, before we got Josh Hart, we weren't playing with a guy who would give his body, go all out, get the steals, get on the floor, get the rebounds. We didn't have that hustle. We didn't have a hustle on the team like that. So he gave us that. Keon Ellis gives whatever team he's on that boost. So I can understand why Sacramento doesn't want to just get rid of him. I also think Sacramento's a little, gun shy. They made a couple moves that are a little questionable. So even though they've gotten benefits from it, not everything has worked out. I still think they should have kept Herder, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's a good. And I saw when there was commenting on, Fritz was like, I'd do that in a heartbeat. So, but now we see to the point, like if they don't want to trade Kuminga, they don't want Kuminga for him. They definitely not taking Deuce and a pick. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I just think that all of the Knicks offensively are going to have a resurgence here. So OG is going to have a better year offensively. Mikhail's going to have a great year offensively. And I think Deuce is going to have a better year offensively. And then Brunson and Cat will be just as good, if not better, this year offensively. So I expect them all to be an improvement over what you saw last year. So I'm not worried about it, honestly. I think we're going to be in good hands. I do think that when it comes playoff time, there is going to be a situation where the Knicks are going to need to have defensive stops. They may not be able to play great defense throughout 4 quarters of a game, but they're going to have to buckle down and have stops here and there, because you can't just go shot for shot with teams. But they also got to hit their shots. And if they come out the way I expect them to come out, I'm putting all my eggs in this offensive basket, y'all. If they come out the way I expect them to come out, teams are going to have a hard time stopping the Knicks. Yes, the Knicks are going to have issues stopping them too. But I'm just thinking that the Knicks are going to be a tough team to stop. So I don't care who they play. It's going to be tough.
I also think somewhat of what you're saying there too. I think that the Knicks are not going to have, like last year, the Knicks didn't play the best defense for all around game. But what they did was they played great defense in spurts. And I think at end of games, they played very well in spurts. And I think what you'll see from Mike Brown this year is playing the defense in spurts. With different lineups and different ways of formulating things. I think you'll see Mitch Robinson out there with Yabusele. I think you'll see Yabusele out there with Cat. I think you'll see Yabusele, OG Anunoby, and Mikal out there together. I think they'll have Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, and Deuce McBride out there together. I think the way that they put out defensive team. I mean, put out the team out there. I think that team can go out in spurts and have effective defense. So I don't think that this defense is going to be like we were last year in in defense. I mean, we wasn't bad in defense, but I think in the playoffs we did show to be, in the beginning of the playoffs we were 16th out of 16 teams. We ended up getting better over the playoffs, but I think this year we can be consecutively during the season somewhere in the top 10 of defense, and I think that we're going to be number one in offense this year, or at least top like we were last year, top 5 in offense.
I can see us being top 3 in offense. I think if we stay there and we can bring our defense to top 10, I mean, I'm 100% with you, right? It is fine. It is to the finals or bust for me this year. Every year they have taken a step up. You can't bring in a new coach and take a step back. And the step back would be even just going to where we went this year. To me, that's a step back. You're not going any higher than that. So we brought in a bench. We didn't have any bench last year. And it was consistent, like, people who were injured. We didn't have a center to start with. We had a center, but his best position is power forward. And then I'm really glad they let Mitch rest the way he, really, really, really get right, and not, bring him in early like they have been his whole career. So I think that changes it. That's why I say this year, if they're all right, it's got to be anybody else thinking it's not is wrong. Like we played this is a completely different style of Knicks, even though most of the Knicks that are on the team are still the same Knicks. Except for like a couple, except for that bench, and that except is the biggest part. And we were still scoring, decent, in the high hundreds, many games, and holding teams under 100 many games. I think it's got to be a top 3 offense for sure. I would like to see a top 10 defense. If not better, if they could do that. But if they stay within that top 3 offensive, I'll even take a top 12 on the defense, as long as that they keep it, in the game, because we could run and gun on the best of them this year for a fact. So, to piggyback on what Shaw said, I call this team the Lego team. You could take a piece out here and you could rebuild it and change it and put it here. You could take another piece and rechange it and build it here. You could have about 5 different starting units. You know what I mean? You could have probably more than that second units, and I do see Yabusele playing a major part of a real major part, like a huge part, as well as Clarkson, a major part. But Yabusele being that guy that we wanted Precious to be.
Facts.
Yabusele is going to be that and way more, because he had to be that, and it made him better because of Philadelphia's situation, and it made him better. And when you watch him, when we played against him, he took it to whoever he wanted to at points. So I really believe that because of that, it's going to be a top 3 offense. That's my opinion on it. But, even top 5 is great, right? But keep it in that high 3 and anywhere close to 10 on the defense. And that's a finals recipe right there.
I like it. That works for me. Once again, I'm okay with that, man. If the Knicks excel at any category, I'm very happy with that. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Sorry.
Might have to break out.
All right, there we go. Let's go. Shout out to my guy Parrish Duggar. He said Brunson gonna want his final piece back. The Knicks are going to trade Deuce, a player and a pick to get Dante DiVincenzo back. Book it, salute, fam. Well, let me flip it. Well, you never know. I will tell you right now, I love Deuce. But if you telling me trading Deuce to get Dante back, I'm doing it. Heartbeat, not even thinking about it. And it's just because Dante just does something a little different, and he gives the chutzpah, and he's got the fire in the belly. You know, I can't not have my Dante on the team. Yeah. But here's the little question, because
let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ron, let me ask you this. Okay, now I know Dante had his best season of his career when he was here in New York.
Yep.
After looking how he played at Minnesota last year, do you think Dante can get back to the way he was playing with us? Because last year was a drop off.
Right. Remember last year. But remember, the thing about last year is Dante was going to the Minnesota team, and the Minnesota team already had a certain system in place, and they already had an order of players that were going to get the ball and have an opportunity to score. They were trying to implement Dante into that mix, and in the beginning, it didn't work, and Dante struggled. Then they started to realize how to open things up and use Dante a little bit more effectively. But even though they did that and Dante worked out, he was helpful to them. He didn't get the green light like Tibbs gave him. Tibbs gave him the green light. Go get it. Yep. Now, I don't know if Mike Brown would do that, but something tells me that Dante just being back with the Knicks, being able to play with Josh Hart and to be with McCall, be with Brunson, would put him in his best mind state again and allow him to be happy and to play carefree and have fun again. That's the whole thing about, the team up thing. It's all cutesy and everybody, the Dante DiVincenzo, all this, the Villanova It's about them being able to be happy and play with their guys. It's a certain level of confidence and comfort that gives them and allows them to go out there and they're having fun. It's like they're back in college. That's something you can't buy. You can't express how big that is. So it's a little different. But I'll tell you this: if we're being realistic now, Fritz can answer. Go to that point a little bit more than I can.
This is this part, right?
It's this part. If you want to trade for Dante DiVincenzo, you're talking about Deuce. You're talking about would you be comfortable giving up? Because it's going to take more than that. You'd have
four
to
players. If using Deuce, you need 4 players to make that.
I think you might be able to do it this way with a pick. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fritz. I think you could probably, not that they would want this, but maybe, I don't know. You could give up Deuce. You could give up Kolick, and you could give up Dadier and a pick, and that might get you Dante as far as money wise matching because Dante's making $11 million per year. Am I wrong about that, Fritz? Because
you would still be short.
Really?
But I thought be short.
Be within less than $1 million and get it done. But no,
the Knicks can't take more back. Ow! The Knicks can't take more back. They have to take less back. So the Knicks have to go over. So it takes 4 players.
That's how it works.
All right, it ain't never gonna happen. Sorry.
It's in that case, it's Mitch or bust. Like it's basically Mitch makes that.
I as much as I love Dante, and I would love to have him back. Trade Mitch for Dante. That don't seem right to me. Something's wrong there.
And not to Minnesota, to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. Sorry, guys. I was hoping. I was like, maybe Parrish has spurred something in me. Like, how can we make this happen, Parrish? But I can't see it, brother. Can't see it. Thanks, Fritz, for giving us a reality check again. Damn.
There's got to be a way. Come on, there's got to be a way.
Sorry, guys. For a minute there, you know what I did. Yeah, this is me.
Let's see if I know the ledge.
Right out the window. It's okay. It's all right. No Cap Life Analyst said, "No, man, they underutilized Dante all year, especially the playoffs. T-Wolves need a point guard and more motion in their offense. It was a cringeworthy how the Wolves used Dante." Yeah, listen, I don't know. I thought Dante would be a great fit for them, but they haven't used him in the way I thought they would. So,
They used him coming off the bench. When he was most effective for us is when he was starting. And when he was putting up, the one thing that we missed from Dante last season was his shooting. We missed those 8 to 10 3-point shots shooting the game. That was very detrimental to what we did going down the stretch last year. I don't think Cat got up enough 3-point shots, and we missed Dante shooting 8 or 9 of those 3-point shots. So that would have made it easier for Jalen Brunson because they had someone in the starting unit that can also push the pace, dribble the ball up, and you couldn't really leave him alone. You know what I mean? Dante is someone you just can't leave alone. They were, doing it to Hart a little bit, you know what I mean? And the beginning of the year, Hart was pretty phenomenal shooting the 3-point shot. You know what I mean? After, towards the end of the season, he wasn't doing all that great. And we also found out that his finger was broke for a lot of those months that he had that middle finger injury that he had surgery on. So, it's going to be something to look forward to. Could we get Dante back? I don't think there's no way Dante comes back unless we move one of the core guys. But do we really need Dante right now? I don't know.
Yeah, it's listen, man. I would love to have him back. I like Dante for the fact that what impressed me the most about him is that he's an underrated defender. Dante, he was top 15 at his position in defense. I think at one point he was even top 10 at the shooting guard position throughout the year playing defense because he's sneaky. He's a sneaky good defender. So
I didn't realize how great he was till he came to the Knicks.
Well, I mean, I will say, I'm going to say it again. I don't know if him with the Knicks is the real Dante, but I know him with the Knicks, we got the best out of Dante. If that makes sense, we put him in the most comfortable positions for him to play great basketball.
But even so, if you go watch some of the games where they did give more rope for him to play in Minnesota, he had some good games. He had some great games. He had some high-scoring games. The fact of the matter is that Dante is a different player than a couple of people on our team, including Deuce. He's a different player. He brings a lot, a lot of things from that. Immediately shooting. Catch and shoot to doing all the intangibles and stuff like that. No way in hell he would have let what's his face get on the logo and do all that. Dante would have ran him over,
right?
And took the fine. That's the type of stuff that we like to see. I mean, it's not necessary all the time, but he carried us, and when we had like 6 players in total for that, we're all broken up. There was like 2-3 games he completely carried us, 40 games, and just great. I think for a fact that you add a player like him to a team like this, and it changes it incredibly. The dynamic changes incredibly. It's unfortunate that all this apron stuff, and I know why they did it. I know why it's necessary, but it really does suck because I really would love for it to be possible. Imagine having a team right now where maybe Dante's starting at the 2, and you somehow also have Beasley. You got angry players that are ready to play defense and shoot and do all these things. that's why, you know, it's fun to talk about this stuff. And if there's anybody who didn't like Dante, I don't know what they were watching, because when he was on the Knicks, that was some of the most exciting basketball that you know, and that was around the time we should have won the finals no matter what, and where injury stopped us.
Yeah. And you know, Jay, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
And then when you said something, you just made me think about it. Well, let me say this real quick. To Nick Yak, salute to you, my guy. Hope you're doing well. Always good to see you. Appreciate you. He said, another 2-guard. How many can we play? Well, I mean, automatically, I already said that, and Fritz kind of shot it down. But the point is, if we were to trade for Dante, we'd have to give up players. So I don't think you got to worry about us having too many players at a certain position, because we'd have to get rid of some of them just to make the deal work, unless we did Mitch. But like even in my scenario, Deuce has to go. So that's one person that plays 22, 23 minutes that would be gone. So it's not like we couldn't have it happen, but it's not going to happen. But I'm just saying, putting it that way.
Not yet.
To your point about him being exciting, really, Dante that season was a part of some of the biggest plays that the Knicks had, the most exciting plays to what Jay is saying. And then look at the flip side. Last year, who was part of some of the most interesting, most fun, most exciting plays for the Knicks? McCall, right place, right time, Bridges. So it's very interesting, you know, to see that, you know, even guys that you may not think that their value is that big can play a very impactful role.
How many more of those stickers you got over there?
Because look at Dante's numbers before he came to the Knicks. He was always like, nothing really stood out like fantastic. He was a good player. He had good moments with Milwaukee. He had a good moment with the Warriors. But his numbers overall were never anything real crazy. He comes to the Knicks with his boys in a comfortable setting. He gets the green light, and then we get a situation with all those injuries, and he just has to do whatever it takes. And you see the best out of Dante. So the point is, a guy like that, and that's the whole reason why I don't. To me, it's not about no Villanova 4 or Villanova nothing. It's about the fact that these guys all have a certain type of makeup, that they come in and they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. That's what I like about them. I don't care where they played college basketball. It's about their makeup, and we were lacking that for a long time. We didn't have guys like this. So yeah. But anyway, let's move on. Dante's not here.
It brought it back. It was nostalgia almost.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
That's all it was for me.
Oh, okay. Parrish hit us with the curveball. He said, wow, folks, they call it a 3-team trade. Bang. Okay, Parrish. All right. I like how you circumvent the situation. Hey, listen, if there was some way we could get a 3-team trade where we could trade something that was of low to mid value and doesn't affect the core of the Knicks, and we can get Dante DiVincenzo back, I am all for it. 100%.
I just like to tell Parrish, Duggar, 2K came out this weekend. I'm pretty sure you could do it on 2K.
hey, Fritz, I rate you. He's still on the team, on my team.
There you go, guys. I mean, but I would love to see it, man. Dante would be a really nice fit for this current Knicks team, the way it's constituted. The problem, though, another thing that I said before, you know what I mean? Like, you got to think about it, bro. Are you going to be able to see the best of Dante with this current roster? Because that's the thing that we lose track of. We love what Dante gave us, and Jay brought it up. But we saw Dante have to give us his all, but he also got the playing time to do it. And he was a number 1, number 2 option at times. Number 2 option, number 1 option at times. He ain't gonna be that over here with this current Knicks team. So is he comfortable? You know what I mean? The love affair ain't the same. Because don't forget, guys, remember, there was a point right before the offseason hit where it was a concern that Dante wouldn't be as happy if Mikal came over here and became the starting shooting guard and he had to go to the bench. Because not only is he going back to the bench, he would be behind Brunson, Cat, and Mikal and becomes the fourth option. So there is a little bit of that going on. As we talked about before, look at the difference between when you take a guy who's never really had crazy stats. He's had good moments, but never had crazy stats anywhere else. You bring him to the Knicks. He's comfortable with all his boys, but then you also start giving him more and more and more and more playing time. Then you're giving him more and more.
Feeding him.
Yes. It's the same thing we see with any player that we think is not that great in the NBA. They go somewhere else. They deal with something. Injuries happen. They become the number one, number two option. And all of a sudden, they're balling out. Quentin Grimes. You know what I mean? Like you start to see stuff like, oh, wow, I didn't know it was like that. So anyway.
Yeah, but look, he was on the bench. That's what made it so exciting. Him and Hart coming off the bench. So,
yeah, but to your point, you said it. Once he became a starter, he went next level. And I think he said, remember, for him as a player who's been in the league at that point, like 6 years or so, to get that opportunity and see him play better than he's ever played in his career. Like if he say he had started and all that stuff was happening with the Knicks, the way he was playing, he could have been an all-star consideration. His second half was crazy. The last month and a half, he went nuts.
Yep.
So he might have been feeling himself like, oh, this is like I could play. Look, now everybody can see it. Look what I can do. And you're never going to get that opportunity again unless you go somewhere else and they make you the number one, number two option.
Right. And then he reverted because he went back to not being that. But he's again, I'm telling you, when he had the minutes, if you go back and do it, if we did enough homework on it, he did have good games. Listen, I want to say I jumped on really quick because of, I wanted to say hello and peace. I'm working tonight, a party. I'm emceeing a party on a boat out in Long Island in Freeport. And I don't know if it's going to be dope, but I don't know if it's going to be freezing cold off that water. So,
yeah,
I got to get myself ready for that. Go get a haircut, go do some things. But I'll see you Saturday. I'll talk to you probably on Monday or reach out somehow. Either way, peace to the fellas. Peace to everybody. Peace to the chat. Stay off that ledge. Help them out, Ron.
I tried, man. And hey, man, listen. Thank you for coming through as always, and have a great night. Enjoy. Hope everything is and it's not too cold.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Have a good day, yo.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The only thing I don't like is the all white. When it's a theme, you got to go get. Now I got to go find me a pair of white pants and my other pants. Anyway. That's little problems, small problems. But you know what? Through it all, I'm still a Knicks fan. So I'm
there you go.
Later. All right?
Appreciate you, my guy. Take care, man.
Everybody, peace.
So, all right. Let me see here. Parrish. He said the Lakers got Luka, but we can't get Dante. Wake up. Oh, hey, man, listen. The difference is, can we get listen. That if we really wanted Dante, we can figure out a way to get Dante, but is it worth it for what you have to give up to get Dante? And are you weakening your overall team by what you do just because you want somebody? Because remember, the Knicks wanted Mikal Bridges under any means necessary. And look what happened. Now, every second, every chance everybody gets, all they keep doing is throwing the 5 picks in the air. So listen. When you want somebody, you can go get them, and but sometimes you got to give up more than you would like to. Is it worth it? I don't know. If you're a champion, if the Knicks are already looking like a championship level team, I'm not saying Sherwin that they automatically going to win the championship, but if they in contention, then you don't want to change the dynamic of the team too much just because you want to go get a certain player. Especially when what Fritz is saying, like they are up against that second apron. And the one thing we can say for certainty and there's not a lot with the Knicks because we never know what they're doing. They are trying to stay away from that second apron. That's the one thing we've seen, that they look like they are not trying to go into that second apron until they absolutely have to. And they feel so good about that team that it doesn't matter. But for the most part, they're not trying to go there. So it is what it is. Once again, shout out to everybody tuned in. Thank you for everybody on X. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Please smash that like button. We're on the road to 10K. Every little bit helps. Smashing the like button helps. And if you subscribe, please, share it out with your friends and your peoples. Let them know we rocking. And if you're not subscribed, hey, you like the content, please subscribe. You know what? And that just made me think, I don't know if there's going to be a Monday show. Now that I think about it, it is Labor Day. So I don't know. But yeah, man, thanks everybody for being here and supporting the show. So, shout out to Darlene Bryan in the building. What's up, Darlene? Let's go. Said players have to put their egos aside if they want to win a chip. And that's a fact. One of the other things that's been going on lately, and I don't know what's going to happen, but the fact that it keeps getting more and more life makes me think the Knicks might surprise us. And that's the Mitchell Robinson extension. I didn't think it was going to happen. I think I'm still under the thought that they're going to let him play it out this year, but I don't know. More stuff keeps coming out that maybe the Knicks might be deciding to sign him up and let him get extended. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm with it that Mitch deserves to get extended, but I still would like to see how he starts the season. I still want to see him out there playing, feeling comfortable. I want to see how healthy he can be. So I don't know. Fritz, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the Knicks are going to make an offer. I don't think it's going to be market rate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be like the market rate.
More team friendly.
Yeah, team friendly. If he wants what he deserves, he's going to push back.
Yep.
And then the Knicks are going to have to make a decision. And sometimes you make decisions because you have to, not because you don't like the person. I think that's where we are with that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 3 years.
47.
Yeah, 3 years, around 15, somewhere around there.
Yeah, around 15.
But Mitch hit the open market. Mitch could get 20 because he's elite at something. Like there is one thing that he does better than anybody else does. And then there's somebody who's willing to pay for it. So
that's true. So that's the thing. Like he definitely has a place in the market. I don't know. Do you think the Knicks think he's worth 20?
No, I think the Knicks probably think he's worth 20. But the Knicks, I think the way they kind of like built this roster is they don't mind paying Cat $55 million, because if they traded Cat, you can't say, hey, that's a bad contract. Not anymore. You look at Brunson's contract, that's not a bad contract. Mikel's Brogdon. So everybody is in a situation where no, I don't have to give up extra assets to give up somebody.
Right.
If I wanted a star player, I just got to put a couple of these together and I can get a star player. Like they don't want to be in a situation where I'm paying Mitch so much that nobody would be able to take Mitch off my hands if I wanted to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. That is a good point. Yeah. That's the thing. When you get into the price wars, when you basically going to betting against yourself, right? May not be in the short term, but it could be in the long term, right? Because a lot of the Knicks contracts, as much as we like to say stuff about certain things, these contracts have been pretty favorable to the Knicks, and they're able to move any of them at any time. Like them, they've got guys that they can move if they wanted to. Mitch is a little bit tricky. Even Hartenstein would have been an easier move than a Mitch. We know why, but with Mitch, because of his the injury woes and also his lack of really an offensive game, sometimes that That's a little tricky. A little tricky. Even if he's good and is like what Fritz is saying is specifically has, a skill set that, not many people have. The injuries can obviously throw that out the window. Like if he ain't playing the court, he can't do anything. And then the flip side is if now with the whole Hack-a-Mitch thing and, there's this stuff that makes him a little bit of a liability at times that, for a certain amount of money, no big deal. But if it gets too pricey, then you're like, man, we're giving this guy this much money and he can't shoot free throws. And sometimes he's getting hurt. I can't even, use him. I really need a defender to really anchor my team. And he's not out there. Like that could be a problem. So, but we don't know. Like I said, I like to give people the glass, half empty thing because, it can grow. And Mitch might turn into all that stuff. I saw it happen with. That's why ever since I saw it happen with Steph Curry, I can never say it can't happen. Steph Curry was injured for the first 3 years. Then all of a sudden he became a monster and was healthy. Anything can happen. So we'll see. Shout out to Latoria in the building. Latoria B said, I'm late, but I'm here. Hey, good people. What up, Latorias? We are. They is. Okay. So Sha, what's your thoughts? If you were the Knicks, would you give Mitch the extension now, or would you wait and let the season play out a little bit?
I believe Mitch is homegrown. Mitch has been here for the longest time. And I think if the Knicks can offer him something decent, I think Mitch will stay. Something around that 45 mil, 15 a year, 2 years, third year on us, you know what I mean? Type of deal. Because they can say, Mitch, we've been here with you through the good and the bad. We have rehabbed you back to where you are right now, getting ready to start this year in your season. Hopefully this year that you can play 68 games this year and the playoffs this year. We got this training staff just for you, Mitch, just to get you back. We want you to get the money deal. We want you to win a chip here in New York. You could get money anywhere like Hartenstein can, but can you win a chip in New York? That's how I just sold it, right? That's how I'm selling it. That's how I'm selling it.
I hear you. I hear you. Makes sense. Randall, you with us? Maybe he's not.
Oh, like I was saying, there's no hurry to sign Mitch to an extension because they have until what, January 15th to sign him to an extension.
Yeah, they do that.
So ain't no real hurry. Because I think what the Knicks is trying to do is wait and see how he plays in the first half of the season, then make a decision. Because if they was 100% sold on me, he wouldn't have signed. They would have offered him an extension already. I feel that would have been taken care of.
No, you could be right.
I think you kind of run into the Jalen Brunson.
Randall, you gotta turn down your radio or your TV. You getting feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you kind of get in the problem where Jalen Brunson had with the Dallas Mavericks. It may be too late. Like if Mitch goes to January, he misses only a couple games, and you offer him that 15 again. Tell me what Mitch is gonna say.
Yeah, I know. But my whole thing is like, I think out of all the no, I wouldn't say that because Jalen Brunson probably is number one on my list. But like out of all the other Knicks outside of Jalen Brunson, I think Mitch is the one. Oh, wait a minute. Shoot. You know when you're thinking something and then you think something else right away, like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm like, because I'm thinking Mitch loves the Knicks so much that like he would love to be here as long as they give him comparable to the money that he thinks he is worth. I think he would love, but I don't know how much Mitch loved Tom Thibodeau. because maybe Tibbs was Mitch's guy, and now we got Mike Brown. You know what I mean? So you never know that one change like that, you'd be surprised how I can take somebody up out of here. But like, he's cool, but he ain't Tibbs, and I wouldn't mind going back to my hometown, be in Texas somewhere.
Oh yeah, he'd be in Memphis all day. He'd be in Memphis all the time.
So
but
I don't know.
He's gonna. But I think he may get some newfound freedom. Like before, like Mitch didn't put that ball on the floor. Every once in a while you'll see him, run it from the top of the free throw line and try to dunk it. He may be able. They might even tell him he might be able to shoot a little bit. So maybe a little bit of freedom. He'd be excited for.
Well,
I'll say this: if I see anything from Mitchell Robinson this year, like I see on some of these highlight films and all this stuff that he's out there shooting with real coaches this year, not with his homeboys from Memphis. He still got them short shorts and the cowboy music in the background. But he is diligent now. He's out there with a real coach shooting those free throws, not his homeboys from around his way. Like, come on, Mitch, you ain't seen me. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Mitch do a 360 around his back between his legs, fadeaway 3-point shot this year. I ain't seen that from Mitch this year. I haven't seen Mitch shoot a 3-point shot at any of these warm-up things that I've seen. I'm not sure if he has, but I haven't seen any of them. So he has a different focus this year. He said he's got a new coach. He's got a new eating plan. He's looking chiseled like one of those G.I. Joe figures right now. I'm ready for Mitch to come back. This is going to be one of the first years that Mitch has came back healthy and in shape.
I'm with it.
The sky's the limit for him. Like you was talking about earlier, Ron, and I wish that this could happen or something similar to this. Curry was hurt his first 3-4 years of his career. And then he's one of the most prolific 3-point shots makers in the league or in the existence. So if Mitch can catch a little bit of that light into the Bible where Mitch can be 12 and 12, you know what I mean, for the next couple of years, yeah, he's worth 15, 18, 20 million dollars then, if it's all in that light into the Bible type aspect.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we just hope that he can. The bottom line is Mitch makes a difference out there in the court if he can stay healthy. And if they can keep him healthy, I'm with it. But yeah, I do understand what Fritz is saying. You are taking a chance with any NBA player. You go out there, they bet on themselves. You want to see what they can do, and then they like, okay. I mean, it's the same thing that happened with Hartenstein. And the thing is, like, you get a situation where it's like, hey. Okay, I love being in New York. New York is this. New York has a championship style team, maybe. But then if another championship style team wants me and they're gonna give me more money, it is what it is. So that's the danger. The other thing too is hold on, where was it? Oh, shout out to HP Carlos in the building. Salute all the way from Portugal. What's going on, my brother? Hope you're doing well. Shout out to Paris Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. You know what it is. He said, sorry, but bye, Deuce and Mitch. JB took less for cap space, but who he wants. So 3-team deal coming for Dante and a quality big like an Al Horford or similar. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Listen, I think losing Mitch would be very big, but if they did something like that and they brought in a quality big, I don't know if Al Horford is the guy because he's older, one more year older, and he's still undersized. But if they could get a big in the mix in some type of way, I mean, yeah, but I just don't see how it would work out. But the other thing I wanted to say too is, because someone asked the question, what's up with Quentin Grimes? Lonnie Meek said, is he still out there? Yes, he is still out there. But the other problem with Quentin Grimes is he is a restricted free agent. So any team that makes an offer, Philadelphia can match. And that may not be a good thing for Grimes either, because honestly, Philadelphia is loaded. with a bunch of people at that position, and good people, good players. The whatever was it, VJ Edgecombe, freaking the I always forget his name. McCain. What is McCain? Right?
McCain.
I don't know.
That
McCain's coming off. McCain's going to come off the bench, which is wild.
I know.
But
I know. I mean, those two dudes right there, and then you still got Maxey, right? Then you're talking about Embiid coming back at some point, George coming back maybe at some point. Like they got some people over there fighting for the ball, man. There's only one basketball, and plus not to mention the fact that you got guys at his position. I don't think Philadelphia is the move for Grimes right now. But yeah, it's a wait and see, and he's stuck in a holding pattern, and he's not getting the money that he thinks he's worth, because part of the reason too is the rest of the NBA teams realize that Grimes has talent, but they also know that he has had some very interesting circumstances. He went to Dallas, everybody gets hurt, he starts to become the number 2 option. Then he goes to Philadelphia, everybody gets hurt, he becomes the number 1 option. Like, and then he's trying to basically get money based off his performance, but his performance is skewed because that type of stuff ain't going to really happen where you go into another team. Like, we got our guys in place. We want you to be a part of it, but you ain't worth that money unless you're this type of level guy. But we already got a guy that's that. That's why it's very tough for Quentin Grimes right now.
Yeah. Like the team has the power. All the money is spent around the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, basically they got him between a rock and a hard place. He either signs for what they want him to sign, or he can take a little bit of money and then try again next year. That's
what Quentin Grimes, that's the writing is on the wall. He needs to take a 1-year deal with whoever he can get, and if he has to go back to Philadelphia for 1 year, take the 1-year deal and then become an unrestricted free agent and go out there and get your money in, man. But it will be kind of tough because most likely he won't have the same situation to be able to put up the numbers. But hey, depends on how you sell yourself. I don't know. But yeah, would Quentin Grimes be perfect for this Knicks team? Yes, he would. He also would be a great fit right now. But I don't think they can't do nothing about it. They don't have no money to go out there and offer him anything. So it is what it is. The last thing I wanted to talk about, like I said, there's not a lot going on, guys. It's a brief, abbreviated show. Is Malcolm Brogdon. He's back on the list, y'all. He's now become the front runner again. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know who makes up these thoughts about what the Knicks want to do. Oh, Landry Shamet is the person. Oh no, Ben Simmons is the person. No. Malik Beasley is the guy. No. Now it's back to Malcolm Brogdon. But whatever. Anyway, Malcolm Brogdon is still somebody that's been on the Knicks radar, and apparently he's one of those people that they are still high on and would love to bring in. Why it's not happening, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. Fritz, what's your thoughts on Brogdon? And what's your thoughts on the whole veterans acquisition? Why is taking them so long, brother?
Well, did I speak to you about that? What I think is holding up the
yeah. Okay, so you still think that's the case, right? They're trying to get the bring in players, right?
No, actually, I think.
Oh no, this. Oh yeah, you brought that up too. Okay, sorry, you've given me a lot of nuggets. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the Simons, Boston, they don't seem like they want to keep Simons. They did a great deal getting Simons, but they don't really need him. You're going to try to trade him for something cheaper. Perhaps they're going to use that spot to sign someone. So it could be Ben Simmons, could be somebody, but I think they're going to look to sign someone once they can get rid of Simons. That's holding everybody up. And the reason it could be held up is because September, like the first week is a lot of players who were traded will be eligible to be traded again. So I think maybe they're holding off for someone to be retraded who was just traded this summer.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of people that like Malcolm Brogdon's game. I'm still on the fence about him because I just, I know he never really wanted to be a Knick, even though we don't care about that. If we think you're talented, it can help the team. That's all that matters. But, I don't love the fact that he's not a great 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
But he does play good defense. He's a good ball handler, can orchestrate an offense. And maybe in the end, that's what they feel they need the most.
Yeah, I like that he's finally healthy.
Well, that's true. That's helpful.
And last year, he was on the Wizards, and the Wizards were like, "Oh, we'll trade you or we'll cut you." And he's like, "No, I'd rather be a mentor." So yeah, he rested last year, and just trained the young guys. So he had an opportunity to play somewhere else, and he didn't take it.
Maybe it's not as bad as I think. I mean, he shot 28.6% from three, but for his career, he's a 38.8% 3-point shooter. So maybe it's an anomaly, and I can't really put too much stock in that. So maybe I'm reaching or overthinking it. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, he's never been a bad guy. He's not a bad locker room person. I just don't. I mean, I guess I've always felt a certain way about him because he said he never wanted, he never considered coming to the Knicks. It wasn't really. Maybe it's an East Coast thing. Maybe it's a big market thing that he just not a big fan of. I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah.
If they get him, they get him.
He's not particularly like a fast player or a quick player. He's kind of like. He does what he does, so it's hard to get excited about Malcolm Brogdon.
It's true.
Yeah, hard to get excited, but he does. But his size and what he's able to do.
I was just about to say, for me, when it was all these names that was out there, I like Malcolm Brogdon. I always like Malcolm Brogdon.
I know
his 3-point shot has been down this last year, but let's not forget. I mean, yes, he is a little older, and he's probably not getting that many minutes. But not too many years ago, he's got the 6-man award. Not too many years ago, I think that was like 2 years ago, he got the 6. And then after that, he was a 50-40-90 type of guy. You know what I mean? 50-40-90 type guy. You know what I mean? Yes, he is old and he has gone through some injuries, but to put him on a second unit with him and Clarkson, you know what I mean? I'm not opposed to seeing that in the second unit. And he won't get, I mean, yes, he has been a little ailing and a little hurting, but he won't be getting 22 minutes a night now, maybe 12 to 16 minutes. I've always liked him. I think that he can pass the ball. I think he can control the ball, and I think he can shoot the 3-point shot. Last year he didn't do so well, but he also was hurt. So, new year, and you playing on the Knicks, baby. Knicks make you feel better. Everybody that left the Knicks in the last couple of years has went out and prospered. That's why I say whoever comes here is going to look good enough to get another big contract in the NBA. If you want to be Simmons, you want to get another big contract, come to the Knicks and perform. You're going to get 14. You're going to get another W. Brogdon, you want to come in and get a big contract? Come perform over here. Maybe you get another $8-10 million contract for the next 3 years for the end of your career or something like that. You want a big contract? Come to New York right now. They driving to do big things. Let's get it.
Wow. It could be. I mean, listen, I don't make a big deal about it because, like I said, the Knicks already have their squad in place. This is another person added to what their core is. I'm not mad at it. Whether it be Malik Beasley, whether it be Malcolm Brogdon, whether it was Ben Simmons, whatever. I don't care. Just bring them in.
That's a fact.
Right. Let's get right.
That's a fact, Ron. And on top of that, I mean, right now with the 9-man rotation that we got and the 2 guys that makes it 11-man with Tyler Kolek and Pacome and Huckapurdy. I mean, do we really need somebody? Where are we going to get minutes for these guys if we really want to implement these guys? We're really pushing hard this year to get these guys some minutes. And I think the only guy that really is, steadfast against some minutes this year is Huckapurdy. I think if they do go to that solid 10-man rotation, he will get some minutes. And I mean, especially if Mitchell Robinson starts. But it also makes a big difference of who starts, because if Josh Hart starts this year, I don't think that Huckapurdy will get those minutes, but I think Pacone will get those minutes. I think if Josh Hart starts, I think Pacone gets those small forward position minutes. And I mean, if we get Deuce to start, then I think Tyler Cole is going to get some of those minutes in the second unit. You know what I mean? He's going to perform with Clarkson. So it all depends on who starts and how we go into it. I joked about it, and I still joke about we don't need nobody but a PJ Tucker, because with the lineups that we have right now, even with if things get really scarce and stuff like that, we really need to use players. We still have a big man. We still have DeWall. I mean, we still have Muhammad. You know what I mean? We still have these three guys that we're going to sign in G League to bring up if we need to for, 42 games or something like that. We have a stacked lineup right now. If something knock on wood, if we go down 1 or 2 men, we got enough players that can come up and, sit in that spot. Maybe not be as good as that player that went out, but can substitute some minutes. And the more time that they get, the better they'll get on the court, in my opinion. I hope so anyway.
Yeah, I hear that. Shout out to Wolverines 1987. At least Brogdon has no issues like Beasley. There's truth to that. Shout out to Paris Duggan once again. Thank you for the generous super chat, my guy. He says, with these aprons, nobody is getting paid anymore with health concerns. That's why Mitch, Grimes, Huck Porty, and now Deuce aren't worth signing over $8 million. Interesting. Well, I mean, Mitch is already making over 8. I mean, he's not going to not, like, his value can only go down so much. He's not going to not get what he's worth. They may put some contingencies into the contract, and he may not get like a full length contract where others, like guys at Mitch's age at this point being in the NBA, you're getting like a 4 or 5 year deal. He may not get a 5-year deal. He may get a 4-year deal, and he may not get it might be 3 and a team option or something like that. Or maybe he gets a 3-year deal. I don't know, but like I don't know. I just think, like, because these teams do want to protect themselves in some way when they're going out there and trying to get a player that has missed a lot of time on the court. They can only do, I don't know what they can do as far as limiting that stuff. Like in football, you can put all types of weird clauses and stuff in the contracts. The NBA, you can't really do that. I mean, I do know they gave some weird stuff to what's his face? Who was it? They gave some? From the Pelicans. They put some health, some weight thing in his contract. Zion. Yeah. But it's not as easy to do that in the NBA as it is in other sports. You can't always get away with adding little restrictions because of the CBA. The players and the players, their union protects them very well from the nonsense. But listen, it is what it is, man. I'm cool either way. I'm cool either way. I just want this team to win. And look, I just want I'm not going to go too crazy about it. Let's go out there and see what we got. I'm still waiting to see what we got first. Okay. I want to see what Mike Brown can do. I want to see what this coaching staff can do and what this Knicks team will look like this year. I want to get there first. I would love to have all these players and really round out the team, but let's get something going first and find out who we are. So that being said, guys, as I said, like, this show today is more brief. There ain't a lot to talk about. So I wanted to make sure. At one point I was like, man, should I even do a show today? But you know what? Yes, because I try to do a show as much as I can, unless there's nothing. But there's always something. Shout out to Corey Lindsay in the building. What up, Corey? Good to see you, my guy. Hope you are doing well, my brother. Hope life is treating you well. But let me get around to everybody. Wait, and Fritz had commented on Horford is going to Golden State. They are waiting on Kuminga situation before doing signings. Makes sense. That Kuminga thing, I'm surprised it's taken so long to figure itself out. But this is what I mean. Technically, it's long to us, but it ain't really because the off season is we not even at training camp yet. There's still time, so it just seems weird. This off season seems like it's just long for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. The Public Enemy #1 in the bit. What up, The Public Enemy? Good to see you. Says still Knicks fans bring back Shamet or Beauchamp. Yeah, Beauchamp is probably done, bro. Shamet. If it was up to me, guys, I told you this before. Nobody's on my same page. Bring back Shamet and let's move on. I'm cool with Shamet. I like Shamet, but that's me. Parrish Douglas says, "Are you sure, Ron? Mitch will get paid, but he won't stay here." No, I'm not sure at all. That's why I said I think that Mitch loves being a Knick, but the only caveat is that I don't know how much Mitch loved Tibbs. Because if he loved Tibbs and Tibbs was his guy, we don't know how that any relationship is going to work with any of these players under Mike Brown. We can assume it'll be good. We don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now, Mike Brown barks. Okay, he ain't no. You go out there and do your thing, and he don't let you hear it. He will let you hear it. So Tibbs did it too, but Mike Brown seems to be a little extra vocal no matter what. Like Tibbs is quiet. When you think about it, Tibbs don't say much. And even in the interviews with the press conferences, he's quiet. Oh, well, the video, the game is going to tell you what to do and all. He don't say, I got to look at the tape. He don't talk to Mike Brown when he gets fed up.
Everybody's OB.
He will let you know. Listen, I had called out a play. My man over here. No, I'm not saying. I'm just joking. He don't get that crazy. But if somebody's not doing something, he going to let it be known in a certain way. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a very interesting year for this New York Knicks. OB. So, Randu, let me get to you, my brother. Final words, my guy. Oh, I'm sorry. I unmuted you and I put you pressed it too. Okay. Do it now. There you go.
Yeah, really ain't really too much, whole lot of things to talk about right now. They ain't gonna really pick up to about this time next month, because preseason starts what, the 3rd, right, of October, right?
I think that's about right.
The 2nd or the 3rd, yeah. So about maybe a week or two before that, more things to pick up. Everybody signed their last bit of players they're gonna sign. Man, that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing though. All this talk about Giannis, we really not really. That's kind of gonna slow down now. It's not really gonna pick up till next summer, because next summer he's gonna be extension eligible, because he's gonna be a free agent in 2027. So we'll know whether he want to stay with the Bucks, or if he signs the extension, then we know that's what it is. If he don't sign the extension, then we know he wants to leave.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's pretty much, that'll probably be dead till next summer, yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
All right. Appreciate you, Randy.
Yo, I'm gonna be out of here. Yo.
Oh, wait, hold on. My bad. I had
I said, it was good talking to y'all today, but I'm out of here, yo. I'm gonna talk to y'all next week.
All right, Randu. Appreciate you. Take it easy.
All right.
Fritz. Final words.
Like I keep saying, summer isn't over. We should start hearing a little bit more activity in NBA after next weekend, when some people become more eligible. Hopefully, we'll get a resolution to what's going on in Boston. Hopefully that narrows down the Ben Simmons, and then we can just get down to business, finding what these like players on the edge, what we're gonna do with them. We got 2 ways we don't even know what's going on with them. So yeah, so hopefully after next weekend we start getting some answers.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I just want to see something new to talk about rather than just speculating and not knowing what they're doing, because this is just, man, this, I feel like it's just one of them off seasons where everything happened early and then there's just nothing. I'm like, I need something, But and shout out to the Roommates podcast. I know they're doing their new, their annual thing where they're going to have their show live in Central Park. So I know people got tickets to that if you're going. And there's also now an after party hosted by Jordan Clarkson at some lounge or whatever. So shout out to those who may be in attendance for that. I mean, me, I don't go nowhere like that because I try to stay away from situations because of health and illnesses and stuff that be going around out there. I can't be bringing that stuff back home. But the other thing too is, like, I saw the last event at Central Park and it looks like a fun event, but I just can't. I mean, I like people, but I can't be sandwiched over there like a sardine around so many people. I can't do
it's
it.
Expensive. It's expensive too.
Expensive, and for me to be standing around in a cluster, like
they have payment plans. I'm like, what?
I can't do it, dude. I can't. There's no seating. You're gonna stand up. There's everybody's around you. You can't move. It's like being at Woodstock. I'm cool. I'm all right. That's not for me. I'll watch the highlights later. Oh, what happened? That's cool. But yeah, man. Appreciate it. Sha, your final words, my brother?
Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for being in the chat, in the family in the chat. Good talk today. You know what I mean? It is slow. It is what happens in August when everybody is starting to ramp up and everybody is starting to come back from their vacation and stuff like that. So at least management, I believe, because I believe a lot of the guys are already back. They're already in the studio. They're already doing dribbles and drills and shooting arounds and all that stuff. And I mean, that stuff happens as soon as the season is over. Now it's time for management to get back in there and finalize what we're going to do. Whosoever we get for this veteran pick, it will be seen. The word out there is right after the Labor Day, so maybe we might be hearing something in the next 10 days to 2 weeks or something like that about who this mysterious person that we're going to put in here that's may start in the second unit. So let's see what happens and who it's going to be. Once again, good conversation, and always like coming on here, Ron. So salute to you, Fritz, and salute to the family in the chat. Oh, one more quick thing. If you are in the tri-state area, next week, Saturday, there's an event in Union County in New Jersey. If you can make it, Roxanne Shante will be out there, the MC with her DJ, and it's called House Soul House Music. It is done by KJ. They used to be on with us. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to have my table out there today, vending some stuff, some of my hoodies, my shirts, my cups, my apparel, my novelty stuff, and all that stuff. So it's a lot of vendors going to be out there. It's going to be some good music. Melvin Moore is going to finalize the show. Some couple of house. If you down with house music, I know you probably know some house music, Ron. You got that gray on your beard. You must know what house music is.
House music all night long. Come
all
on,
night long, baby. So if you're out there in the event, if you're out there and you don't have nothing to do, and it's the end of the summer, right before the kids go back to school, come out to this thing, man. It's in Union, New Jersey. I wish I could have got on early and gave all the information. Hold on, let me go to my thing. God, let me put my glasses. I put it on real quick. It is in the township of Union, and DJ Cool V will be there. It's in Burr Temple Park, 1300 Winslow Avenue, Union, New Jersey. Come check us out. Be out there.
That's dope. That's dope. I mean, yeah, man, have a great event. I wish I could go, but I won't be able to make it. But that's pretty dope. And shout out to KJ, man. I haven't seen KJ in forever. That's dope.
Yeah, he's still doing his events and stuff like that. So this is one of his end of season things, and it's usually always a turnout. As you can see, it's the 26th, right? 25th one. So this is he's had 24 before this one. This will be 26. I mean 25. So come out, Soul House. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it on my. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it on my.
Oh yeah, I can see it. It looks pretty good. Soul House 25, Melba Moore, Saturday. I see it. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, come man, definitely support, man. Listen, if y'all want to go see some good music, some throwback vibes, surrounded by good people, because that's the thing. In these type of events, these are people who respect the culture, respect the music, and enjoy having a good time. They've already lived
music all night long, baby.
Ain't no fool, shenanigans and stuff. The people just having a good time. So definitely, that's a good event. If I was gonna go to an event, I would go to something like that. So dope. And check out, listen, go out there and support Sha too. Sha gonna be out there with a table doing his thing with some stuff, with some mid-urge.
Some mid-urge.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Do your thing, brother. And shout out to Corey C, who said who we get with the vet minimum spot. We kind of talked about it. We don't know, bro. There you go.
Word.
It's either gonna be Malcolm Brogdon, Ben Simmons, Landry Shamet, or whoever else you could think of. It's gonna be one of those people. So can't really tell you, man. Can't really tell you, bro. But anyway, once again, guys, I want to thank you all for being here and rocking. I want you to once again continue to appreciate life. It is very fickle, and just time is flying, bro. It's flying. It's flying. Like right now, school is back. It's going to be fall season, October right around the corner. Once October hits, we get to November, it's Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, like in 2 seconds.
Back.
Just take care of yourselves, be there for your loved ones and your family. But the other thing too is, like, if you got something that you want to do in life, whatever it is, maybe you want to do your own podcast, whatever it is, you got something you want to do in life, stop messing around, just do it. Because time, I'm telling you, before you know it, a year goes by, 2 years go by, 5 years go by. Remember, I wanted to do that. Now I'm too old. I don't really feel like doing it. You know what I mean? Just go do whatever it is you want to do, because time be flying.
Ron, I hate to interject, man, but you saying that is exactly what I'm going through right now. And this year, from this event, I am going to start my own YouTube channel to promote my business now, the novelties and stuff. So you are right. It's been too long. I've been doing this thing too long. And now I needed to root this head now.
Yeah, you got to do it, bro. Because why not? What are you waiting for? What's the worst that can happen? Nothing. You already doing nothing. Come on, y'all.
I can't use the excuses that I can't get behind the camera no more and talk to people, because I do it all the time now. 82 games for the last how many years? 2-3 years I've been doing it now. I can't use that excuse anymore. So I done did everything that I needed to do. I'm a legal beagle now. I got all my LLCs, all my trademark stuff, license. I got all the license, everything going on. So this was the year that I said 2025. I have to get this thing going, and thank goodness, thank God.
It's the same. And the funny thing is, like, I say this, and I'm saying this to everybody, because there was a point where I wanted to do that stuff too. I wanted to make content about the Knicks. Well, actually, I wanted to make content about music and R&B. And I'm still trying to do that. You guys know me on the side, but I can't. I don't have time sometimes. And then I don't have space. And it's all this crazy stuff that's happening. But anyway, one of the other things I wanted to do is I wanted to make content creator stuff where, I would have different content creators on, or I would have people that would explain YouTube, how to get into it, how to keep it sustainable, how to really watch for certain things to help your channel. I wanted to do all this stuff to educate and because this was all the type of stuff I was looking for when I started. I was like, what if I could have all this stuff on my channel to be able. Now I can't really do it now that I got still Knicks fans. It's a little different, but the point is, whenever I have a chance, I tell everybody the same thing. Whether it be like Sha right now, if he had been telling me this behind the scenes, I'd be telling him the same thing. Same thing with Fritz. Fritz has the NBA economy show. I tell Fritz all the time, man, just put the content out, man. You already got the goods. And what has Fritz done? Fritz has been putting out more and more content. He's interviewing people. He's getting us good information. This is all, you just got to do it. You already got it. Just do it. So, yeah, man. And I say this not to say like I'm the person saying this to people. Like I'm saying it. I'm just saying like I would say this to everybody who I affiliated with or care about. I'm like, look, there's too much stuff happening in life where we just take our lives for granted sometimes. Sometimes I was stuck. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm happy with my life. I am. But I'm just saying, like, how you still never know, like, what's your thing? And I feel like this is my thing. Even though I'm not pushing it and making a whole bunch of money at it, I still feel very good about this. I love being able to talk to my fellow brethren. I love being able to interact with the chat. I love this. This is fun for me. And that's why I'm here on a Saturday when it's beautiful outside. And, so
it is.
I'm just saying, take that same mantra that I'm trying to apply to myself. Use that for yourselves, guys. Whatever it is out there that you want to try to do it. Even if it's something little. If it's, hey, man, I never went to Canada. I always wanted to go to Canada. Just whatever it is, do it. Because time is not waiting for you. All right. So that being said, guys, I hope you guys all are in positive spirits. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. I don't know if there's going to be a show on Monday. So when I say tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, I don't know if still Knicks fans will be on Monday because it's Labor Day. We might take that day off. It makes sense. Let my peoples rest. You know what I mean? We work. It's Labor Day for a reason. Let's enjoy ourselves. So yeah, right now there's no show on Monday. So we'll see. Yeah, all right, brother. Maybe I'll see if I can do something else, but yeah. Once again, shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all for everything. Shout out to Knicks Nation. Appreciate you. Excellent gentlemen. Keep pushing forward. I'm inspired. Yeah, man. Just whatever it takes, man. Don't hold yourself back because there's always going to be people in your life that help push you, give you the information you need to succeed or to give you that extra push. But then there's always going to be people out there that are like, you want to do that? Now, like, there ain't no money in that, or yeah, it's a young man's game, or this and this and that. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be people that say stuff like that. Ignore them. If you want to do it, whatever it is. The littlest thing, man. Yeah, I'll probably be walking and talking. That sounds about right. Yeah, that makes sense, Knicks Nation. I'll probably be walking and talking. So once again, guys, thank you. Go support Fritz Alcindor, the NBA Economy Show. Go support Knicks Real Talk with my guy Sha. Shout out to my guy Divine. I saw you, and I don't think I brought you. I brought the post up. Divine, I appreciate you. If you out there still listening, man, thank you for everything you guys do with Knicks Real Talk. And please go support them, man. Arch Manning stinks. It's only one game, y'all. Calm down, man. He is highly touted, and he's the #1 quarterback in the country for a reason. It's just one game, and maybe it's, give him a minute. Give him a minute. You know what I mean? As we know, the Mannings are a very storied bunch. Some people like Eli, and some people don't like Eli. But everybody likes Peyton because Peyton was the dude. And if Arch Manning is somewhere in between Eli and Peyton, he's going to be a hell of a quarterback. Even his father was a good quarterback. So let's go from there. All right, guys. Anyway, once again, the good, the bad, the ups and downs, no matter what, we are here. We are still Knicks fans. And like I always say, be good. But if you can't be good at it. Enjoy the rest of your day, y'all. And like I said, don't let nobody hold you back. And don't let that one person, that most important person, hold you back, which is yourself. You want to do something, go do it. Don't let it stop you. All right, later, y'all. I'm out.